Hello and welcome to the Whatever I Guess podcast, episode 7. Here with Mark
Hello.
and Jay, as always. We're going to be talking about Hazbin Hotel.
Yeah.
Hazbin Hotel. What a wacky show. How do you feel about that show? Overall, net positive?
I like the alliteration. I like the misspelling of has been.
How is the regular word spelled? Like H-A-S?
Has been. H-A-S-B-E-E-N.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's usually hyphenated.
Is it?
Isn't it?
Okay, interesting. I mean, it makes sense to me. I've never actually seen the phrase spelled out, so I didn't know if this was like
The
an
actual, you thought
thing.
there was actually a Z in
or
it?
if it was actually a hyphenated grammatical.
It's good for SEO, right? Have it misspelled like that.
What is SEO?
Search engine optimization. So
Oh, yeah.
when you look something up, it'd be easy to find on Google.
I never thought of it like that. Well, I mean, like putting words in the right order, maybe, but not like spelling it the way that you want. Yeah. So
You wanted my real impressions of this show, yeah?
well,
So-
no. We'll get into it.
Okay,
Into it.
alright.
Yeah.
So
what were your thoughts?
have
coming
you-
in?
What was my thoughts?
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
okay. I heard about the show. Like it's an online. I'm on online. I hear
Okay.
about this show. Hazbin Hotel. It's one of those shows. It's like okay, it's got a following, and with everything that has a following on the internet, you see the weird side. You see the cringe side of that fan base, right?
What's one cringe thing that you saw? Because I have no idea. I'm like rarely on social media.
That's super subjective, and I don't really think of things as cringe. I use the word cringe,
yeah.
but I don't like actually think that.
People
Some
getting
people are just
super
so like they're
into
so
it.
into it. Let them love it. Who
Yeah,
cares?
yeah.
Who
Well, some of
cares?
them.
But some people are like they have an obsession with the show where
Right.
they have to
Always
interject it into their conversation. They have to like be that character, like it's their personality for like a whole year or something. It's innocuous. I don't.
Did you see any funny
it's
pictures
harmless.
or anything? Like any wacky moments or gifs or anything?
I mean, I saw something where if you know about this fan base, if you know about this series,
Yeah.
there's that guy on YouTube. He had that commission for $50,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, he commissioned this music video.
Just because he likes the main character. Or
He
something?
likes the main character,
Or
so
loves?
he loves the character. I don't know. I don't.
Speculation, I guess.
Everyone has a character that like, she's cute. I like her character design.
True.
If that was a woman in real life, she'd be super hot.
Yzma.
Yzma.
What's the one from Kim Possible? Shigo?
Shigo.
I think she just looks badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna knock him for liking a character, but he got embarrassed for that because he paid $50,000 for that. Which is
He ended up getting embarrassed?
well, I think he wanted to keep it private. You know,
Oh,
it's
someone leaked it?
yeah.
Oh, I thought he put it out on purpose.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So that's so people are
Feels
clowning on him.
bad.
It's like, who cares?
I mean, hey, you spent $50,000 to keep it private, I guess. Like, okay, but that sucks. That's rough, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay. I had an interesting introduction to this show.
Yeah.
So yeah, I used to tutor like kids at a tutoring facility, and one of the girls there, she was drawing pictures of these characters, and there's like certain things that she was drawing on. She only draw like one character at a time in like a whole hour-long tutoring session because like you tutor a couple kids at once, and I'd look over and I'm like, I don't feel like that character's wearing like school appropriate doodle type attire.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you watching? Like, what is that from? She's like, oh, Hazbin Hotel. And this was months ago. And I was like, I've never heard of that. From her style of drawing to what I was looking looking at, I was like, is this like a Fairly Odd Parents style? Because the thick lines and there's like the jagged edges. It's kind of similar to like Cosmo Wanda hairstyle, like certain characters.
Yeah.
Right. or like Danny Phantom. Like it just has that style.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm like, why are they wearing this outfit though?
What was this outfit? What was the
I
character?
don't remember. It had like specific parts of it were like revealing.
Oh.
Or not revealing, it was like a bra strap.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like,
okay.
Wait. I was like, huh? And then she was talking to me about the show, right? And this girl, like, I thought for the longest time, I thought she was like 13 or 14, middle school age. Like, I was watching like rated R, rated PG-13 stuff, like when I was a, 5th or 6th grader. Not uncommon. Families watching a horror movie, I'd sit there and watch it, right? Or like, like shoot 'em up, like army movie.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm watching everything. So I was like, okay, I guess this is normal. She's getting into that age. She's like looking at these types of shows and whatever. And then she's telling me about the show and like about the characters. And I had to like stop her. And I was like, this is not appropriate for this place. Like, can you stop? She was cool about it and whatever. But I was like, what are these kids watching? Right.
Yeah.
And I started like, I think I looked up like a clip of the show and I was like, bruh. Then the kicker is like a month later, I found out this girl, she's like 9.
Oh, you thought she was in middle school. She's actually
like
a 4th
tall.
grader.
Yeah, she's like tall and whatever. And like,
oh my gosh.
She just talks very like mature. She's very calm and like confidently spoken. Totally threw me off.
Oh no.
And I was like, you're 9 and you're watching this show?
That's worse than 13,
I was like, are your
14,
parents watching it? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, they let me watch it. Sometimes they'll sit with me and watch it. And I'm like, first episode, the character's like talking about being a porn star. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. But that was like a pretty jaw-dropping, like...
I think that's interesting, right? Because you were mentioning, like, you would see rated R, PG-13 stuff, but it would be, like, violence and gore and stuff, but, like, they're actually talking about, like, sexual content, and I thought that was a very different in our childhood, like, what was acceptable to watch and what's acceptable to watch now, at least for those parents, right? It's like, oh, that's okay for your 9-year-old, your 4th grader?
Even with my brother growing up, like watching him play like God of War, or watching him play even games that don't really make sense as like rated M, some of them, but like God of War is a pretty good example of like a rated M game.
Yeah.
A lot of cussing, a lot of gore. And
there's some sexual content in God of War.
Yeah, exactly. There's some sexual content. And then I always thought it was weird, even as like a middle schooler or even like maybe not a 9th or a 10th grader, but I was like, why are these people buying their 6 or 7-year-old kid Grand Theft Auto? Like, they literally walk in the store, and it's like their parent or their aunt or their uncle or something. And they're like, yeah, I want to get him GTA 5. And he's this little 5-year-old kid still playing with his Transformers. I'm like, kid, bro, does not need GTA 5.
No, he doesn't.
Personal preference, I guess. I could handle that game at elementary school level. But even as an elementary school kid, I would have been like, why are they so violent?
Right.
Like, I just would have gone over...
Maybe it's different for us because I feel like I could watch these things or I could play these things and I'd be all right. But I think some kids are just more impressionable and it's like maybe that kid shouldn't play this game.
I think from an early age I just knew that like if the game was fun I'd play it. But like if the themes were aggressive I'd be like there's no need to be like that.
Okay. So would you watch this show as a young person?
Would I watch Hazbin?
You're 9 years
Not
old.
a chance in a million years. No.
Okay, your 9-year-old daughter wants to see this show.
Yeah.
Would you let her?
Too fucking bad. Yeah, my 9-year-old daughter, she can wait. Literally just wait until you're in middle school and like maybe, depending on your personality. But I have to know for a fact you can handle it.
Complete side tangent.
Yeah.
Kind of relative topic-ish. Do you think the reason why it was easier to kind of handle for like you guys, for example, maybe due to the fact that you couldn't follow up any of it with more information at the time? So like the access to information that kids have nowadays. So like if they are watching Hazbin Hotel and they wanted to know anything about anything in the show as far as like any of the adult content or things that are referenced and everything, they could just look it up immediately.
I'm not.
Yeah, do you think that has any effect on like why kids like think or act a certain way nowadays?
In a way, but like speaking for myself, certain things I just wouldn't have cared to look up.
Yeah.
So if this dude who is a character, like funny enough, the character named Anthony in the show, I was like, I'd probably be super annoyed by him as like a growing up version of myself in like middle school, high school. I probably would never have cared to be like, what's a porn star or something, as if I already didn't know, right, in like high school. But
Yeah.
like in middle school, or let's say elementary school, if somehow I was watching the show at a friend's house and like, you know, we're all just hanging out, whatever. And then it's like, oh, this character pops up and that's what he says. He's like, I'm an ex-porn star or whatever. I don't give a fuck. I already don't like the character, so I wouldn't look it up.
You wouldn't look it up.
I guess.
But
But if
then,
it was
like,
a character I did like and they were like, oh, I used to be in porn, I'd be like, the fuck is that? And then
Right.
maybe, yeah, with the advent of like all the internet and being a kid in today's world.
Like, you would look it up
I guess
if
I
you
would
were
look it
interested
up.
in the
Sure,
character.
I'd be like, what is that even mean?
Because I imagine, like, if you were playing GTA or something and someone says porn star in the dialogue, like, would a kid be...
I wouldn't look it up personally.
You wouldn't.
Like,
You just kind of
first
like
of all,
get it through the context of what it means. Maybe
yeah, like
already.
my family loves like comedy, and then here and there, my brother would watch like horror movies and stuff. So, but the comedy that we would watch would be like risque, like 70s, 80s kind of stuff. So very adult themes and stuff. They're not shoving it down your throat so much, but there is a lot of like hard hitting humor from that time for certain comedies. Especially the stand-up, but like even then I wasn't Googling a lot of the stuff. I didn't need to. You can kind of tell when they're making fun of somebody, or you just ask your parent gives you a better explanation. You can Google everything, but like to me, just personality wise, like I don't want to be like this constantly while I'm like watching something.
Sure.
That's just a me thing. And I already do have this at the ready at all times.
Would you say that's a good thing or a bad thing that kids today have easy access to information and it's, you know, not filtered or guided by anything? They just are left to their own devices to come up with conclusions of certain things.
I think it's such a gray area. My thing is like, you know, as a parent, you need to think ahead. And if you're a parent, your job is you're a manager. And if you're not managing your child before they're even born, then I don't know. That's just how I think parenting should be. Like you have a kid, you need to figure out what their limit is before they reach it.
Right.
You need to have an idea of a limit. If my kid cusses in my face, if my kid does well in school, these are the, you know, actions and these are the reactions. And like general stuff. Sit with your partner or sit down with yourself and be like, bad kid, we do this. Good kid, we do this. Not good kid, good bad behavior, you do this, whatever. So going back to your point with like internet stuff, it's like really, really, really think to yourself. If you can do, you know, 7 ways to Hitler on Google, right? And your kid is young and they're just clicking anything they want, I think you got to set up your own boundaries. You need to see how much internet access you want to give your kid. And then you go from there.
So ultimately, would not recommend children to watch the show?
Hell no.
No. Children should not watch this show.
I do not believe children, yeah.
All right.
I think it's funny because I think I could handle it if I was a 9-year-old.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I wouldn't care enough to like look into what things were at that age, just knowing myself. And I would understand most of what was going on. Like I remember being 9 and like I never understood kids going crazy over crayons. Like, I just didn't get it. I'd be like, I like drawing. But, like, I'm like, why are you so giddy about it? I was just sitting there observing people.
I remember being young, and I would mention...
But I wouldn't care about this show. I would literally have been like, I'm not watching it.
Yeah. I remember being pretty young, and I would talk about, oh, yeah, I watched this movie. And it's like, my teacher would be like, isn't that a rated R movie? I'm like, yeah. Like, there's some stuff in it, but, you know, I understand that it's bad. And they're like, huh.
It's not rocket science. I think kids know, like, oh, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He's probably not a good guy. You know?
Yeah.
And, like, some kids like that stuff, too. Some kids like horror movies. So you can't, you know, you could be a parent, you could set your own limits to your household, right? But it's like, if your kid likes horror movies, they're going to probably watch them.
Yeah, so at least, okay, so that's what I'm thinking happened with that girl, is she's already going to watch it anyway. Better to have her sit with us and watch it together.
I guess, man.
Than have her watch by herself and make her own conclusions.
And then there's the thing of like, oh, what are the friends doing at school? What are they allowed to watch? And then why can't I?
Yeah. So I think if there was a conversation, if there was a compromise. I feel like if she was gonna watch it anyway, I'd rather her not keep it from us and just, all right, well, I see the content that she's consuming. I don't think it's appropriate. I'll relay that to her. But then it's like, okay, let's talk about that. That's obviously not good, right?
Pretty much. What's funny too is when these kids say some jarring stuff at work, it actually makes for a great conversation, because you can kind of be like, how do you think about this, and like, do you think this or this or this, and you get their brain working beyond just like I'm watching it and like, I don't know, like it could be any show, like a kid's show or not. Like I was trying to tell the kids how I think Bluey is actually like a phenomenal show, like one of the greatest of my lifetime, period. Maybe ever, especially as a kid's show. I think it might be one of the greatest shows of all time for kids. And yeah, I just think like Bluey, like, what am I trying to say? Bluey is impactful in a learning how to respond to positive and negative situations. And there's like, you build value, you build confidence, you build like maybe not necessarily motivation, but the running theme in the show, if you've ever watched Bluey, is like one kid is being annoying, and then the parents go, okay, that behavior is fine, let's just only do that and run it into the ground. And they do it in a tasteful way. So the parents kind of chime into that whatever annoying behavior, or they play along like, oh, you want to do anything you want, cool. And then like the little sister or the big sister gets frustrated because they're like, well, they get to do anything they want, and they're like, yeah. And then because they have a conscience, the sister misbehaving is like, oh, they're not having fun anymore, oh, they don't want to spend time with me, oh, like, yeah, sharing time is just as valuable as having your own time. Like everything is like connected, right? So they have these big themes for kids to understand, and they break it down so beautifully. I just think it's super impactful show. But you can like digest things like that. Kids will be like, Bluey's annoying. I'm like, tell me about it. Get their brain working, and then maybe they'll see a little bit differently. Maybe they won't, but same with Hazbin Hotel. You're like, why are you watching this? What's the appeal for you?
Right. This is clearly for like younger adults. So,
yeah, and I'd be like, do you think other kids your age should watch this show? And they're like, well, I don't think the kids in my class, like, they don't get stuff like this. And I'm like,
and I would imagine that they.
And I'm like, you already have that concept of like, she doesn't think she's better than anybody, but she's just like, it's not for them.
Yeah. Like you talked about how well spoken and mature she sounded.
Yeah.
So it's like,
legitimately thought she was 14 years old. Yeah. And then she showed me her homework, which she was doing by herself for like weeks.
Yeah.
She would ask a little question like here and there about, honestly, she'd have her homework done and we would do the lesson stuff in the center. So the center's different work. But yeah, it was just like, that work didn't look like third grade work. And then she'd pull her homework out and I'm like, are you doing times tables? She's like, I'm in third or fourth. I was like, nope. Wait. You ever hear the How I Met Your Mother, like, glass shatter? It's like that effect went off, and I was like, okay, first impression. Yeah. Did we answer that? Did we?
No. This is like, so after watching, what did you think? We were here at Jay's and we saw the first 2 episodes.
Yeah. Who's Jay?
That guy over there.
Yeah, he's our studio audience. Yeah. First impression. Okay. I knew from the first episode it would be a show I'd probably never find on my own. Yeah. I did like it. Yeah. I really did like the show. It was weird and it was uncomfortable. Like, obviously, like, it's hell. Right. I don't know what it is with me. When there's, like, too much, like, dingy, dirgy, like, visuals, like, my brain checks out. Yeah. But the theme and like the direction and the plot was so interesting, it actually really kept me going. And I've come to enjoy Alistair's voice. Alistair's voice was like something I really didn't like. Yeah. With the whole like, it sounds like an old radio compared to a movie of the modern age, which sounds like really clean. But I came to really enjoy like that. Yeah. Little details, like what a wacky concept, but it works. So, how did you feel about the first episode?
I liked
didn't expect
the
music.
You didn't expect
my last
music?
thing. Yeah, I didn't expect it. How do you feel? Sorry.
Did I know it was a musical? I don't know if I knew if it was a musical. A
Did
thing.
they advertise it that way?
Not. Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I
I feel like it had its own fan base for a while, and that's why. And then because people were so like ravenous about it, they're like, "Oh, I really like this show." Da, da, da. It's like, oh, I gotta check this out. I think it really has strong theming, like the hell and the black and the red. I think that's very, you know, it makes for appealing character design. That's why people see that. It's like, I know that's a Hazbin Hotel character.
Oh yeah, it's very apparent.
Yeah.
It's
That's
a good
very strong.
style though. I think like I thought it was a little loud, but I'm like, it's hell. Like it's supposed to be everybody's like their craziest, wackiest, unhinged self.
Yeah.
So yeah, things aren't supposed to be like neat and organized and even and symmetrical. And what I didn't understand though is like the executioners, or what are they called? What are the angels that come down that wipe everything out?
Exorcists.
The Exorcist. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't understand the whole getup that they're wearing, like the masks with the X's.
Yeah, I thought that was strange for angels. I thought they would go more biblical. We see some of that later, but then the warrior ones were kind of strange.
Yeah.
Like I didn't, but I'm like, okay, sure.
Or like Adam is wearing like a digital mask.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't get it, but
it's just fusion of like the.
I didn't get the show when I first saw it either.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, it's a musical? Wait, what's this art style? Wait, why is the princess positive?
Yeah.
Why is she even in hell in the first place? But maybe that's because she's of angel descent.
Yeah. I mean, technically, yeah, she is.
So
she
she's technically not even one of her own.
She's not one of her own.
Exactly.
So, but that's like saying Lucifer's not one of them.
Well, she's half her own, right? Because it's
so
Lucifer
she's a
and
Nephilim.
Eve.
She's a Nephilim, so she's half angel, half human.
That's what they're called?
Yes.
Nephilim.
Yeah.
Interesting. I know a seraphim is an angel.
A seraphim is like a high-ranking angel.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then there's an archangel, which is like above that.
I think it's funny you brought that up. We don't know what Lilith quite is. Yeah.
So okay.
Oh, Lilith is the mom. Yeah.
Yeah,
I keep
so
thinking like Eve is the mom. It's not.
Human. Okay. I've gone into like the lore of like Adam and Eve and Lilith, and Lilith is basically made from clay, the same as Adam. So they were like made together, right? But because she wasn't subservient to him, like you're not the wife anymore.
Yeah, I remember the first. I don't know how I forgot the first episode. They also do that whole like Adam and Lilith, and it's not Adam and Eve, but her mom is basically Eve, right?
No, her mom is Lilith.
But isn't that basically Eve?
No, because Lilith and Eve are separate characters.
Yeah, Eve is brought up later in the intro.
When I said lore, I meant like real life mythology.
Oh yeah.
So
I hate when I miss those little details.
yeah,
Like that.
Eve is made by Adam's rib, so that it comes from him. So it's that they're not equal, right? So Lilith cast out of Eden, and they, you can make your own conclusions about that. But because, where was I going with this? Oh, she's technically human, I would say. She was made by God, and just like Adam, if Adam is a man, Lilith is a woman. Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
So.
Well, it's weird because like Adam's like an angel.
Adam is an angel, but
He
I
became
think
one.
it's
He's the
because
first
he
angel.
died.
Yeah,
It's because he
he's
died,
the-
right?
Lilith is
He became the
a
first.
demon.
No,
What is she though?
she was human, and she's probably dead. She's hanging out in heaven.
So do you think she became an angel? Would she be an angel like Adam?
Would she be an angel? Oh, no, I guess not. She also did. I don't think she had wings when we saw her.
Because I remember she went down to hell.
She did go down to hell.
Even angels that fall have wings.
Yes.
All the characters have wings.
Yeah. So Lilith didn't have wings because she was up. Spoilers.
Well, they could be tucked away.
They could be, I guess, right? Well, okay.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about that a little bit later?
Like Charlie's wings are tucked away.
Does she?
She has wings.
She has wings?
Yeah, when she gets mad, she breaks all 4 of them.
I only notice when her horns come out. I don't
Yeah,
notice when
dude,
her horns
Charlie,
come out.
when she's angry, is so fucking cool.
She's cool.
Have wings?
She has
I don't
4.
remember her seeing
She has 4
seeing
like
wings.
her dad, and they're like
Well,
deep. They're like
no,
blood
Lucifer
red.
has 6.
Does he have 6?
Yeah.
What a fucking compensator.
No, but I think it's normal for angels.
Yeah.
Angels have 6
God.
wings, 6.
Lucifer, Archangel, Seraphim, regular angel.
Archangels, seraphim. Yeah, I would say archangel, seraphim.
Yeah.
In like
Yeah, archangels are like
angelology.
bishops. Yeah. Yeah. Very interesting stuff. Okay, overall impression of the show. That's a big question.
I thought it was fine.
That's a big
I didn't think it was as bad as some people made it out to be. I think if you like this show, that's fine. What would the question you would ask me?
What is the question? Well,
Do I
here.
like the? I feel like it's too broad. Like,
Well,
ask me a more specific
like,
question.
Net positive for what it is. Do you like the musicality? Do you like the plot? I guess the plot is always the most important part.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like? Does it make sense to you?
Yeah,
Do they execute well?
I would say in the 8 episodes, after relatively 24 minutes maybe, make it pretty quick. So I guess the pacing was a little fast, but I'm like, for what it is, I think it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
it's also like musicals when it comes to plot, it's like the music brings it forward. You go one to the next.
They say what needs to be said. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And
this
I'm
is how I
willing to
feel."
accept that. I'm also willing to accept that kind of jump because I'm not too hung up on the pacing of a musical story, you know?
Okay.
I'm not too hung up on that because that's how you move on to the next. I think any musical is way faster paced than any other story thing, right?
Interesting.
I don't know. So I'm just more willing
I
to
watched
accept.
Hamilton, and that had 57 songs in it.
Yeah, but it was like really long, wasn't it? How long is it?
It's like a 3-hour
See?
thing.
That's like watching a movie. And it way more than a movie.
Yeah, way more than a movie. And they needed 50 songs to carry through the...
So
But I would say they kind of use it in the opposite. They'd be like, "Oh, this is funny. Let's talk. Like, let's sing about it." And then it kind of
okay.
goes back to the story. And then
Oh,
they're
I
like,
see.
That, like,
so they're
some of
tangents, they're not necessarily
some of them felt like, kind of like, what were his thoughts in that moment? Like, it was like, pause the story.
okay.
Have the thought.
Mm-hmm.
Come back in. And then, like, take off where you
Yeah.
left off.
I would say for Hazbin, the songs kind of like convey the character's feelings in that moment. I think that's important to know.
Yeah, they do get a lot of hard topics off their chest.
Yeah.
Like, like bonding, like the whole bonding between Angel Dust and the cat, the bartender.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That happened
Getting to know
over
each
a
other.
song. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Husk.
Husk.
It is
yeah.
Husk. Yeah.
The bartender.
Yeah. My overall impression of the show is like, I really liked it. Actually, I'm glad. Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad with the direction that they went. I really like the plot, and I like how. I don't know how I didn't see it coming. Like the whole use the angel weapons to kill the angels.
Oh, you didn't see that? I thought
didn't
that was
see
an
that
obvious.
But what I did see coming from a mile away is Sir Pentious going to heaven.
Really?
I saw that
I was
immediately.
surprised by that.
I literally was like, Sir Pentious died nobly. I was like, watch this motherfucker end up in heaven wearing all
Really?
white. Dude, I called that
That's awesome.
the second it happened. I was like, well, there's his ticket to heaven. Now he's living proof. Like
I
we're
did not.
dying
So I was
proof.
the reverse. I was like, I called the how you kill angels,
Yeah.
but I was like pleasantly surprised by Sir Pentious in heaven.
I would have never noticed the shoes.
The shoes. So
the
it wasn't the
metal
shoes.
shoes.
It was revealing that Vaggie was an angel. I'm like, literally cut her eye out. That weapon. That's it.
Yeah,
That's how you kill him. That's how you hurt him. I don't
couldn't
understand
tell
how
if
they.
she was, yeah, I couldn't tell if she was missing an eye or if that was a
Just
design
choice.
of like an eye patch. But like I don't know. Like,
So as
it's stupid now because it's like, well, she was in battle. She talks about being in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the fight was. and then they go to that place in hell that's just fighting.
Yeah.
She's just like, this is how you make them bond. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. They're just in hell, and this whole boulevard is like where people just, wail on each other for all eternity. I'm like, that to me that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like, how is she scarred by that if she thinks that this is easy?
I'll run it by you.
But it makes sense now. Like,
so
it's so obviously a sign.
One thing that people have commented on is in the fight between Lute and Vaggie. When the rubble collapses and lands on Lute, it damages her. So some people either go, A,
that's a plot hole.
That's inconsistency.
Yeah.
Or B, literally angelic weapons actually kill them like permanently. Because it's like, oh, damaging Vaggie is one thing, like cutting her eye out, but like permanently putting them down might be a different thing. Because maybe the argument is like,
you
we
can
don't
hurt
know
them.
exactly what that means, because Carmine implies that like you fight recklessly because you think you can't be damaged, but obviously they can be damaged.
Right.
So it's like, maybe it's actually because again, Alistair is fighting Adam.
Yeah.
And Adam's avoiding being hit by things. So maybe they could get hurt, but like, again, putting them down permanently.
Alistair's tendrils were holding on to angelic weapons, though.
No, when he was fighting Adam specifically. So when he was throwing the shadows at Adam. Like, if you remember the fight on the rooftop.
Yeah. I thought I remembered him holding on to some angelic weapons, too.
So he was holding on to them for the barrier, but in the fight, he was trying to, like, grab Adam. He does grab Adam at one point, like, throw him around.
Yeah.
But the tendrils are also just going at Adam. Adam's just slicing them and, like, getting rid of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, if he really thinks that he can't get hurt at all, like he's invincible other than angelic weapons, he wouldn't avoid getting hit. So it's one of those, like, maybe the actual intention is they can't die permanently unless it's angelic weapons. Otherwise, it's just a kind of a plot inconsistency.
Right. If I had to excuse that, I would be like, oh, the angelic weapon damages them, so from then on you could start harming them from there.
Yeah, but I guess it seems like they take damage. It's just not easy.
Yeah.
Like, you can throw Adam around all you want, but he didn't really seem scathed.
No, yeah.
Until
So
he got hit
that's
with something like
that's why
from Lucifer.
Right. He doesn't want to get thrown around.
Yeah.
So
what was weird to me is, like, they show Charlie stabbing like Adam in the neck, and like Adam's not dying. Like she stabs him like this, and he's just like
with
He's bleeding.
He's bleeding, but it's like in his neck. Like, that's pretty vital. And he's
Sure.
just chilling.
Amazing.
Okay, so I think he's also just powerful too. So I think he got him like, ow, that hurts, but so that was during that battle and he gets stabbed there.
Yeah, she
I don't
stabs him
remember
like it looks like this.
So I imagine that's an angelic dagger.
Yeah, which is weird because you kind of don't see her with any weapon at all, and then when she goes into her devil form, she gets this trident, and the trident's like a gray, like the whole top of the trident, and I'm like, well, that has to be
angelic.
Yeah, it's like, well, that has to be angelic, but like it comes from literally nowhere. She just gets mad, has a trident, has the 4 wings or whatever, has her massive horns, and then she's like flying to save her dad on her dragons that die. And then,
yeah, that's so sad.
Or who was she? Oh, she was just going to fight Lucifer, right? I mean, not Lucifer, going to fight Adam, right? Because he just killed Sir Pentious. Again, Adam, if he was truly invincible, he could have just gotten shot by the death beam.
Well, I think after they found out it's angelic weapons, there's like angelic cannons, angelic bullets. Like, that's why they were able to do damage.
Yeah,
to
and Carmine says, like, when you deal angelic arms, blah 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 blah. She's like, you need to have some yourself. So it seems like from all the battles that they've had, they just leave their weapons all over the place. And she collects them and then sells them on a black market.
Which is weird.
Which is just
like
the market, right? Isn't the black market just the market in hell?
Yeah, right. But that's weird. Like, they didn't try fighting with angelic weapons before. If she's a prolific arms dealer,
I just don't think she told anybody that's what they can do. It's just like this doesn't exist in hell, and here it is.
Well, they know that
So
angelic
it would be
weapons
like a
can
talk.
kill higher demons. They know that it can kill overlords and stuff.
Maybe
Oh,
that's
so
maybe
it's
that's,
four against each other, but they never tried.
which is
I
maybe
would've
how
thought-
Alistair killed people too. Maybe he has like
Well, they can. The overlords can like do weird shit kind of with your soul.
Yeah.
They can like eat your soul. It's
Mhm.
weird. There's a lot that's also not explained. Like, there's a lot that we're probably gonna find out about.
yeah, Alistair's whole thing and the whole Vox guy. That we just have so much to go over when it comes to like why. Like why is Vox important if Alistair seems to be like dunking on him?
They'll be more relevant in season 2.
Yeah, I imagine. Like they're rivals. I can tell.
And what's the whole use of having more souls under your?
I think it just makes you more powerful.
I guess so, but like
that's
what,
probably-
Get more souls, get more power.
what is power down there? Like what is
Your like abilities, I would imagine.
What the V's
Like
do.
yeah,
what are V's?
The V's.
the V's are like that trio. It's Velvet, Vox, and Valentino. Those 3 overlords. They like got their thing.
Oh, interesting. They're
Yeah,
all V's.
they're like a
Yeah, they're the V's.
they're the crime boss. They're like the trio crime bosses that basically run.
syndicate.
Yeah, basically run a lot of
hell.
hell. Yeah.
Okay, I can dig that. I like the laser beams Adam shoots. Totally off topic. I
Yeah.
like that he just gets like kamehamehas out of his hands.
Is there anything you didn't like?
Me?
Yeah, in the show.
Yeah, there's that one song I fucking hate. I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
Anything about the show?
Whatever it takes. I'm sorry, that's the name of the song.
I don't think I see.
I
That's
didn't really
why. That's why
dislike
when I
much.
watched it. That's why when I watched it, I didn't have anything I really disliked. So I was like, that's fine. I don't have anything to complain about.
Yeah,
Honestly.
think first, I think one song, a show, like an episode, would actually be more impactful
Than 2?
It seems like they do like 2 an episode, and sometimes the second, either the first or the second seems forced. So it's like, I don't know. I just think they could do more with less. Make sure the song is like awesome, and then like have that be the song of the episode. 2's not that bad, but yeah, I don't know. And maybe that's me being used to like non-musicals. Not non-musical types of shows growing up, but I also grew up with a lot of musical movies as well. So I'm not
Yeah.
against it. It's just it feels forced.
Musical shows weren't really a thing like that when we were growing up.
Pretty much.
I guess for a Western show, it having more sexual content made me a bit uncomfortable because it's like
Same.
that's the difference between when we were kids, it was just violence. But this show has violence plus sexual content. Now is like, oh,
Yeah.
that's more than I'm used to.
Yeah.
But if this were like Japanese animation, I'd be like, okay, well that's typical. But if because it's Western, I'm like, oh, that's a little weird to see. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's I don't know.
For like Eastern / Japanese mostly with anime, it's like I feel like it's less. Unless there's certain ones out there you're seeing that I'm not seeing, I feel like it's like even less like prominent.
Oh yeah,
Because I would imagine
I'm just more willing to accept it if it's Japanese anime. But yeah, I agree. It even Japanese anime doesn't like go that far.
It's sexualized.
It's
but, like,
sexualized, but not like
it's
straight
not
up the jokes or like the character.
yeah,
is
angel dust
sexual.
ass in the air.
Yeah.
Getting like 10 guys. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. like,
Right.
It's pretty like.
that's you know
And then it says it's rated 16. I'm like, what?
16 plus.
Yeah. It's
Is it
rated,
really?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
rated 16 plus. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know if it should be rated 16.
I think I can see why. It's not that overt, but like dialogue wise, it's overt. But what I'm seeing is not that bad.
You know what's interesting to think about? It's like I think part of the reason why the rating system exists is mostly related to how content is delivered anyways. So saying 16 plus, it's like Hazbin Hotel doesn't glorify, if you really look at it, anything that's bad happening in the show. It doesn't promote it being the thing that you should really do, which you would say is like a good message, but it's like you shouldn't be exposed to that when you're really young, and then at 16 or something, it's like you might start encountering things like that. So you watch a show wouldn't be that big of a deal, which then brings into question the whole point of the rating system, because it's just kind of like, if you're watching a show and the show's about, like, I don't know, a drug lord, and everything that's happening that's bad in the show, they're encouraging and then they're showing you how to do it, and it's just like, oh man, and then people are like going like, oh yeah, I enjoy being abused and stuff like that. It's like, you should get abused too. I feel like that's different.
Yeah.
As opposed to like something that's showing kind of real world kind of relationships, not like scenarios, but relationships, and then people going through it. So I think that's an interesting viewpoint on it, which is why it's like once you get to the 16-year-old area, it's a little, I think it's gray, as opposed to like, yes, 8-year-old should probably not watch this show.
Probably.
I was surprised that I enjoyed Charlie's optimism. I thought like an overly happy, optimistic character would be grating or annoying.
I love when she gets mad.
Yeah, I like when she gets mad. But it's like, it's a realistic optimism for me, because I think I have a similar outlook where it's like, people can do horrible, terrible things, but there's some redemption in everybody. And I relate a lot to that philosophy. So I was like, I see it. I see her vision.
It gives me what vibes? What's the show? The Good Place. Gives me Good Place vibes. This is not to get like personal here with anybody, but a very interesting concept, right? Is like, if you're this angel in heaven from the good place, it's like you just like happy forever in eternity, and you do the same stuff, and it's always interesting, and it's like, is heaven a place where we get second lives that we're never bored of? Like, it's an interesting concept.
That's what I think it is.
What keeps the dead interested?
Yeah, you just start. I would just live life, and you would just not have any problems.
And then they die again. That's how the good place. And like it's kind of an interesting thought, right? It's like, oh, we all go to heaven. And then like, an eon passes, and you're like, I've literally done everything. I've solved every emotional thing with every person ever in heaven that I've had a problem with. And then you're like, well, time to go to second heaven. You just become one with the universe. And I'm like, that's an interesting concept. Yeah. Like, what is at the end of heaven?
Yeah. I think like some people who believe like
are you
reincarnation, that's just like, let me get reincarnated. Let me go back there.
Pretty much.
Let me get some struggle.
Put the juices back in there. Yeah.
Give me some struggle so I can enjoy life.
I love the way that show works. And this show kind of gives me that same thing. It's like, okay, souls are cursed, and then like they go to heaven, and it's like,
yeah.
But why do they go to what's this?
I mean, Charlie was also like pointing out the hypocrisy of it, right? It's like people in hell could like do a lot of good and they just stay there. Yeah. Hells could like act however they want, and they stay up there. It's like, that's kind of messed up.
Yeah, and then the Seraphim's like, yeah, we're keeping it that way, bye. And then I don't see how Adam gets away with anything.
I know.
Just from how he talks.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Isn't he like the prime
candidate? So
he's
like
for
swearing and cussing and stuff, but then like Charlie cusses and like, but then Adam's cussing every other sentence. It's like, oh, okay, that's acceptable, I guess.
Or like, dude, when she gets mad at the old lady in the cannibal town, she just like, I love that little 1 second frame. That was like that healed something in me.
I was thinking about that. I was like, so are these like very specific sinners? Like everyone who lives in this town is a cannibal. So if you committed cannibalism in your life, you end up in Cannibal Town.
Is that what that is?
That's what I'm thinking about. The
I thought
implications.
They were just cannibals in their afterlife.
Oh, they became cannibals afterwards.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
yeah.
No, I just thought that could be it. But I just thought like, okay, if you committed this specific sin, you go to Cannibal Town. And then there was children in Cannibal Town. I was like, oh no.
That's a good one.
Hey man,
What if cannibals are eating the bad people?
Is it that? No, that I was like, I'm mixing it like iZombie and Dexter together. That would be an interesting show, right?
iZombie?
Yeah.
What is that?
So she's a mortician. No, not a mortician. She's people dead on arrival. They go to this person. They do autopsies.
Autopsy?
Yeah.
Autopsy, yeah.
Yeah. So she is a secret zombie. No one knows. Only her friend knows she's a zombie. And to solve crimes, she eats the dead people's brain to find out what happens. So she's a zombie for good.
Interesting. Well, it's not like zombies are bad. You know?
No, not inherently, but like, you know, like in the same way like vampires are. So I think that would be an interesting concept. Like, it's like you're a good guy, but like you're eating people.
Yeah, like,
Eating the bad people.
what's wrong with it?
Sure. I think
Nobody was mad at Team Edward when he was drinking blood from the deer in the forest nearby.
Yeah, because
nobody's mad
in
about
his society,
killing off endangered species. Right?
In his society he's a vegetarian.
Right.
He doesn't eat people. He eats deer.
Yeah. So I mean, nobody's mad about that. But it's like,
I think I would rather a guy eat a deer than a person.
well, yeah. I mean, in the real world, like, I guess it depends. Just make it quick.
Oh yeah,
right?
the deer's my friend, and that guy's an
Just
asshole.
make it quick, right? Nothing gruesome. I'm not about no.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone's a real piece of work, right? They're just everyone hates them. Right?
Yeah.
All they do is cause pain. Give them a quick one. Send the dinner off to that person.
Yeah. Get 8.
Get 8.
So ultimately,
Jesus
there doesn't
Christ.
seem like there are any strong dislikes for the show.
No.
Do you have a strong dislike?
Not in particular. So in that case, I expect this like to be a certain way. Scale of 1 to 10, how highly would you rate the show?
Oh.
That's a. Give me a second on that one.
So if there's nothing you particularly
At
dislike,
least a
it
7.
obviously-
At least a 7.
Yeah, 7.
At least a 7.
7, 8. I like the plot a lot, but yeah, like I think the music's a little forced and not in love with all of the songs. I like where they try to go, but yeah, the songs kind of make it tough. Yeah.
I mean, you brought up the story. I'm like, I think
they shove stuff down
it's an
your throat.
interesting
It's a very-
story. I think
it's a very
that's enough
loud-
for me to be like, I'll say 8, and I'm like, I'm interested to know more.
Yeah, I'll say 7.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say 7.
8 to 7.
Yeah, and I like the plot a lot. So if season 2 is really really solid, like probably go up from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like season 1 Avatar really bores me now, but I've watched it a million times. But it's not badly paced or anything. It's just like I know where the fillers are and I know where.
So the Whatever I Guess podcast gives it a 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
I love that rating.
How do you feel about it? What would you rate it?
7.5 seems right.
Okay.
I would say, I mean, if we want to scale it up, that would just be, what, a 15 out of 20? If I had to go either 7 or 8, I would say 8, and my main thing is at least it's different.
Yeah. I think its uniqueness
Yeah,
really...
it's unique art style for the most part, unique setup, and unique approach is at least refreshing in the sense of, like, it is different than everything else that's currently out, for the most part. A big complaint people had is pacing and how short things felt. But I think it's a good sign for your show that people's problem is that they wanted it to be longer and to have more. So usually when there's a pacing issue when it comes to shows and stuff like that is, again, I think a sign that's good and fixable as opposed to like, yeah, we hate your characters, or yeah, your story doesn't make sense. Yeah. Saying, oh, we wish it was paced differently, we wish we had more time with things, means people liked it and they wanted more. So, yeah, I would say 7.5 is fine, or an 8.
I think the real pacing issues that I noticed, like I didn't even notice a lot of them until you guys brought them up, which I actually kind of agree with. But the one pacing thing is like, especially in the fight scene with like Adam and whatever at the end, when they just killed Penchas off like Like you don't even see him die. Like going to
I
his
think
death.
it's
They just
Split.
it's
Split.
it's
A lot
a
of
it's a
people didn't like
comedic.
that. A lot of people didn't like it.
Yeah.
Some people, I'm fine.
like give him a quick death. Like I don't mind a quick death, but that was literally like
I
they
think that
could
was
have
played
made
for
that
comedy.
more interesting and
Yeah.
impactful.
Yeah, they played it for comedy, but they try to have it both ways, where all the characters were reacting like, "Oh no, he died in battle, so honorable," and it's like you can't. It's either you play it serious or you play it funny.
Yeah,
like,
it literally didn't make sense. Where they're all like, "Oh, Sir Pinchas, this is for you," and it's like,
he went out like.
don't give me that bullshit. Yeah, that no.
If
you
there was
don't
like a
get
frame
both.
where the kind of the light kind of it
Yeah, you're like,
blows him out. Yeah, I thought that would have been enough to be like give a little respect on his character, but
maybe if all the
disrespected him
characters
in
were
that second.
Like,
Yeah.
like that would make sense, but
I
they
guess
didn't.
that kind of like that tone. If he actually stayed dead, would have been extremely sour.
Yeah,
But I guess
right
they
there.
were banking on the fact that they're like,
He'll be
yeah,
back.
they were like they knew he would be back, which I think it still would add more impact to let his death be more serious.
Yeah,
Because you wanted to surprise your audience more with him coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, oh, his death wasn't a big deal, and then him going to heaven's a big
Yeah,
deal, which it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
But like, it's like you undercut even more of the impact of like, well, his death wasn't that big of a deal. Like,
Right.
how it was treated.
So yeah, if
I agree.
people wanted to react, if they wanted the audience to react more dramatically to that character, it should have been more dramatic because it's
I agree.
like Jay said, they undercut it because they had the foreknowledge because they're making the show, but your audience would be like, oh, they did not respect that character, so it's a good thing that they brought him back because now I excuse it in a way because
right. But even
alright.
then, it was like you're trying, like you said, they're trying to do two things, and you can't.
Mhm.
They die valiantly, and it's a huge, massive upset, or
Mhm.
they die comically,
Mhm.
and then yeah, you fill in the blank. But like it was poorly done both. Like literally, the frame of him dying was like dead. Like it was like on to the rest of the fight, and I was like, what? Like
yeah,
even for the sake of waiting a beat, they didn't have any beat. They just went right through it, just like blop, done. Like it was insane. And now it's time for the tier list. So this is the part of the show where I think we're gonna have Jay sit in.
No, we're gonna do characters and then we'll
Oh, we
have
doing
them come in
characters
for the
too?
song.
Yeah, we'll do characters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is the part of the show where we're doing characters.
Alright.
The Weeknd came out with the song recently,
Oh yeah.
so it's like stuck in my head. And
So
then when people come up with music now, they put like 5 versions of the single out. So
Really?
they'll do that. They'll do the instrumental.
Sure,
So there's
makes
no
sense.
vocals. Then they'll do the acapella where it's only vocals. And then they'll
Oh.
do like maybe a remix or just a different.
all at the same
style.
time.
All at the same time. So like maybe a year ago, Ariana Grande came out with like a couple singles, and there was like 8 tracks of the same exact song
Oh wow.
with just completely separated stuff. And as somebody that like makes music and stuff with like sampling and electronic stuff, like that's big for today's like
Mhm.
music scene.
Have it all
So
at the same
yeah, people can make remixes way easier now, and like they're basically saying like go ahead and use it for a remix.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's at least that's what I think. Like it's cool. Like why else would you do that?
Mhm.
You know, play it somewhere live. Like they still get royalties. So
Nice.
cool stuff. All right,
So to open up
we got
minor characters.
yep, minor, not relevant yet.
Yeah.
What else do we got? What are the other tier lists? We have belongs in double hell. I like that. Forgettable. We have mid tier, good tier, great tier, and love tier.
I like Charlie.
Charlie bit me, dude. I like Charlie a lot. I think she's great. She doesn't fit in hell, and I guess I'm still trying to figure that out. That would be my only flack.
Does Jay think Charlie is mid?
I think Jay thinks she's good.
Oh, double hell.
I think I would put Charlie.
Not relevant, minor character
I'd put
in
Charlie
her own
in
story.
love tier. No, I'd put Charlie back
like-
down in the pin images.
I like I like Charlie.
How much do you like Charlie?
I think she's top 3 for me.
So pick
What
a
does
team.
that mean?
Pick a
Mark
team.
says she belongs in the 50%.
Top
What does
3?
that mean?
What do you? There's more than 3 characters up there.
No, 50%. The top 3, the bottom 3.
Oh no, top 3 as in top 3 in the show.
Oh, so you love it?
I would say
Or
so.
you list it. Oh, okay.
Mark is here.
I was like, what does that mean? Top 3
I
categories?
like her.
I'm glad.
Well,
I'll pay $50,000
Anthony.
for
I'll
it.
pay $60.
Okay.
Yeah, I love her. Jay, what do you feel?
So you're putting her in love tier?
I'm putting her in love tier.
Okay. I think she's fine. She can be in like great or love.
Okay.
That's fine. All right. Next up, fan favorite.
Alistair's
Alistair?
a good character. I think he's like half the appeal of the show for a lot of people, isn't he?
Probably.
Yeah.
Personally, I think there's like cool aspects. Like he's apparently sold his soul to somebody.
Yeah, I want to know who that
He
is.
has an agreement.
I want to know who that is.
Yeah.
Like
And
some
what's
Husk
weird-
said he was leashed. He's
Yeah.
chained by somebody. I'm like, I want to know who got Alistair.
Like
under
I
his
thought
name.
it was interesting too. Like Angel Dust's contract. His name's Anthony. I think Angel Dust is a stupid name, but Anthony, which I also I think it fits him.
Yeah.
But it is weird saying my own name. But yeah, Anthony. I think he's like his contract. Apparently, he is only Valentino's pawn in the studio, and he doesn't have to listen to Valentino outside of the studio. And I was like, the fact that they've even made the contracts like one more step complicated is like, okay, so I'm assuming Husk was saying like, oh, like, what's his name? Alistair. Alistair's contract is really bad and really big, but like, what if it's also something as stupid as like
Collect
only
a lot
if
of
you're
souls.
here you have to do this?
Alistair made a contract with Baggy, or a deal, at the start of the show.
What was that? I don't remember.
He said that if I help you do this video, you won't ask me to ever be on a video or do that again.
Okay, so he doesn't want to be on video.
Well, so I'm just saying the deals can be
As
Simple
minor.
fact.
I think that's
Well, that
I
wasn't a
think that's
contract,
actually
was it?
just no. He I do remember that, but I think that's like something about him as a character or his powers. Because if he's the radio demon and Vox is like the television demon, I think him being on camera is just not a good idea for him. Like whenever he is on camera, he I don't know if he's physically doing that. Like he creates static for the TV when he's on like CCTV. Like he'll like mess with the video.
Interesting.
He just doesn't want to be on video. It's not good for him.
I mean,
Well, there's something. We don't know exactly why. He just doesn't.
it's probably that. Okay, but yeah. So anyway, just because of contracts aren't as linear as like you're my bish, you do what I want. Now they're like situational. I think it weakens him a bit.
Oh.
Like, it weakens his character. Yeah, because like you think Anthony's whole plot is like he is Valentino's anytime, any place, on demand.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he calls him up, come into the studio. You're going to work for 16 hours.
Yeah.
He
Well,
just has to.
Right, but yeah, like it's also like he knows he's got to fulfill that at some point. And
Okay.
the more he waits, the more mad and crazy Valentino gets. So he might as well do it regularly. And then when Charlie shows up to get him out of work for a day, he basically does a double or triple shift the next day.
Are
for
we talking
16
about
hours.
Angel Dust?
No,
Yeah,
I
yes.
think, well, no, where you still haven't placed Alistair yet.
No, I know. I'm just saying it's like
Oh, yeah. So you're
I'm making
relating it
logic
to
of his
the
work
contract.
schedule. If he's there every day,
So,
Valentino's
okay,
going to be like
it's-
4 hours.
Clearly,
a day is enough.
Alistair's actions. Would you say for sure his actions are because of his contract?
That's what it's like. It's so vague for me, and now contracts aren't as all controlling and powerful as
So
I
there's
would normally
deals and there's
suggest.
contracts. They're different.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just saying, because like again, Alistair makes a deal with Charlie as well, but there's no like contract signed. They just shake hands, which you can say is like a deal being made.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
But like you are bound to your deal you made with a demon or all these things, and then a contract is like a lot of stipulations, and it's kind of implied to be a stronger thing that you can't really break. Like that's when the leash shows up. When they literally have a leash on them is when they have a contract signed.
I wish they had some kind of
So
animated
he's
thing for deals as well.
They did, well, it happens. It's like
it's the handshake.
Alistair, yeah. When Alistair shook Vaggy's hand and then shook Charlie's hand, there
Why
was
did I
That's
forget
the
that?
deal.
Animation.
Yeah. But
No, I remember Charlie's.
Okay. So he's
I think he's great.
contracted because he's got Husk makes a comment like, "Oh, you're on leash too." So like him collecting souls, him overthrowing overlords, becoming one of the stronger overlords in hell, like do you think that's motivated by his contract?
It has to be.
It has to be,
It has
right?
to be a part of it.
It's or flip it, he's doing it to get out of his contract.
Maybe.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, but they line up, right?
Yeah.
Whether he's trying to get more powerful or get more powerful to get out of something, that's the goal, right? I don't know if Anthony's contract actually ever. It's weird calling him Anthony because I'm not used to it. But
Well,
it's weird.
he's called Angel Dust. I
Yeah.
mean, but you don't like Angel Dust.
I just
but
think it
you could just
sounds-
call him Angel.
Yes, I get Angel works, but yeah, it's like Angel is like what's it called? It doesn't that we know of. It doesn't seem like there's an end to Valentino unless Valentino himself just dies.
I think that's what it is. Valentino dies, Angel's out.
So maybe there's a point where Angel is gonna talk to Alistair and be like, "Can you get rid of Valentino?" And then Alistair will be like, "Yeah, but
Would that be allowed?
yeah, why not?"
Is that allowed?
They can take out others, but it's like
Sure.
It's hell.
I know,
I
I
mean-
guess,
I
but
mean,
it's like I feel like in
that
the
is it.
rules of the contract, right? It's like, are you allowed to
Yeah, and
kill
you
someone?
can never do anything to harm me or promote my death or whatever.
Yeah, we don't know.
Sure, but why not break a contract?
Yeah, we don't know. Well, you can't.
Apparently, you can't.
You can't break the contract.
Mm.
But we don't know what the contract exactly details. It's purposefully kept vague. But like if Alistair killed,
You mean
Valentino,
vague.
yeah. If Valentino was killed, then it probably would release from the contract. But that is speculative of like what could happen.
But then
we,
it's like
we do not know who.
that's what I'm saying though. Is like if Alistair's not supposed to be on video, let's assume it has something to do with his contract. How is he on the video?
No, it has nothing to do with contract.
I think it's just him being
Him.
And also,
being
I
radio
didn't
demon.
wanna- So Alistair was a powerful overlord before he was in the contract.
Yes.
So he was.
Oh, so he became contracted after.
So
He was
Alistair
a
might just.
powerful-
Oh.
He
Alistair.
disappeared for a while when he's introduced. Back, he talks about how he and Zestial mentions how he was gone for 7 years. He's like, I feared that you might have fallen to.
Ooh, the 7-year thing. That's also how long Lilith's been gone.
Oh, interesting. I wonder if they're in cahoots.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and let you guys know. A big theory is that Lilith is the one that contracted Alistair. Like,
That's
Alistair,
probably it.
something
Yeah,
happened.
I had the inkling. I'm like, which character could that possibly be? And I'm pretty sure it's Lilith.
Yeah, and it's like Lilith somehow did something, or something happened with Alistair those 7 years ago, and Lilith contracted him. That's the biggest running theory. It would be cool if they could subvert it somehow,
Ooh.
but that's the current one, because it's like both of them were gone for 7 years. Is it just a coincidence? They're like, there's no way they.
No,
mentioned
it's
both.
not. It's not a coincidence for
So,
sure.
But Alistair's actually evil.
No, yeah.
Evil?
No,
Yeah.
he unironically.
He's trying to overthrow everything.
He wants to pull all the strings. He says in the song.
Pull all the strings. He wants to control everything.
Yeah, he literally
Are you-
he
are-
literally goes away like he's dead. He's like, I didn't actually. die.
Honestly, I'm just throw it out there. I think he's S tier.
Yeah,
He's
no,
one of the
I'm
main
gonna put him in
reasons
love tier.
why-
Just
He's
just
at least
to
great,
move
yeah.
on. Yeah.
He's one of the main reasons people watch the show. Main
Mm-hmm.
reason I watch the show, because literally it's even hinted in the art when he makes deals and other things, or he goes into his like Wendigo big state. His smile is stitched on.
Mm-hmm.
When he makes a deal in a contract, you see it extend more, and then you see the stitching. It's his face is forced to be smiling.
Mm.
So like it's all for me. I live for the mystery of like lore and why things are happening.
Yeah.
It's a big draw for me.
I didn't even notice that. And
Angel
he's like,
dust.
he also says so too. He's like, oh, people just because they're smiling doesn't mean.
They're not hiding anything.
And his shadow pretty much is showing you what he's feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like his shadow is the projection of his self. Isn't it so literal and literary?
I don't think you like Angel Dust.
That's a funny way. Like a funny way to think about it is like this whole show is something I would have never grown up watching ever because I find it annoying visually. But I can get over that now. And I think where Angel Dust is going is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Started out kind of useless. Even when you got to know his problem, you're like, for me, I'm like, so?
Mm.
But, he's learning, which is good for him.
Yeah.
And then, like, I think where he's going is good. So I think he's a good or great character.
I'll say great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Angel Dust, I would say.
I like it when he's in charge of the crazy little
The
girl.
Nifty.
Yeah, I love he's a great character when Nifty's around. In my opinion.
I like that he was
keeps
playing
her-
babysitter.
Yeah,
I like that.
I think so too.
Like that was a good he is a good guy.
Yep.
Okay, so we're doing this based off personally how much we like them, not
Yeah.
like how good of a character we think they are, right? So
I think Angel Dust is very important to Hazbin Hotel. So I think in terms of that, they're like a crucial character. Like they belong up there with Charlie and Charlie and Alistair.
Yeah, I think he's great.
As just personally, I don't like him as much as Charlie or Alistair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
But I think
be friends with one of these characters.
Yeah.
I'd be like, probably not him.
Yeah.
That's my name.
He is definitely a crucial character to the show.
Yeah, so where would you put him?
Great.
Great.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I would put him in the top 5. So depending on because simply his story
Yes.
drives a lot of people getting like invested in the mid part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's also the ideal candidate for the Hazbin Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
He has the
He's the epitome.
Yeah, he has the most compelling personal
Mm-hmm.
stake story.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
And then following that up, of course, is Husk, who's like a big
I love
part of
Husk.
Peter's life.
Husk is a great character. I don't think I know enough about him to comment too much. But
he doesn't have a lot of weight behind him yet.
I
But you
think
know
he
there's
could
something
be
there.
great. And I'll just assume that he's great.
Yeah, he's
But-
good or great.
Yeah.
Probably great.
But because I don't know a lot about him yet, there's the implication he gambled his stuff away. He was an overlord. Like, that's interesting to know. Like,
Oh, interesting.
yeah.
I forgot.
And
That
No,
when
it's
he's
like,
telling
I
a story
remember
to
he
Angel.
gambled everything away, and I'm like, oh, he was an overlord. Sometimes, I don't know. I'm like, gambled it away. I'm thinking money because they have money in hell,
Yeah.
and I don't know if they use like
Money and souls, probably.
interchangeably.
His empire.
Like they do.
And he lost it to Alistair specifically, right? Because the
Yeah.
silhouette was Alistair, right?
yeah, he signs with Alistair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he signed to him. So he probably sold his soul.
That's what I'm saying because
gambled his soul.
they have money in hell, and they apparently have souls in hell, and I don't know if those are different yet. But
Money.
a lot of characters.
do you think money and souls are the same thing?
Why
I
would
think
there
it's
be money
separately.
in hell?
I think souls are worth money, and money is just
Money.
Money.
Money's the root of all evil. Of course,
Yeah.
you have it.
But it's just like, I don't know. That's such a material thing. Why would spirits have material? Like, of all material things, why would they have money?
Well, sinners. When you think about it, sinners, their quote unquote thing, like we're talking kind of biblically a lot of times, is the sin of flesh and like material and
Substance.
stuff like that. Yeah. So like, of course they would have money.
yeah. I'm gonna
I
put.
mean, I don't know for sure exactly how it works, but like I would just in my head it would make sense that hell would have money.
Like the
I don't know
cannibals,
if heaven has money.
the cannibals even said like, "Ooh, that's worth a lot of money," or they talk about
Yeah,
having
Carmine's an
fortunes.
arms dealer, so
An arms dealer, you buy.
Yeah.
Are they spending souls to buy guns? I don't
Overlords
know.
definitely collect
Thinking
souls. but-
thinking about the continuity of the show, they would say souls if they were talking about souls. In my
Yeah.
opinion.
I agree.
Yes, it's hell. Yes, money's the root of all evil. Blah blah ha ha ha. Like, we've all heard that phrase. But like literally, it just doesn't make sense to me that there's money at all, even in a place of substance. It's like, it's such a human thing. It's such a like a living thing. You're already in eternity.
Well,
like-
why not gamble and get some money?
I guess
Sure.
like it's
get your
it's
money up if you're gonna live
it's-
forever.
Yeah,
it's-
exactly, right?
it's something to have that people don't. If you can get
Oh,
more
I
of
should
it.
say this: the demons, the majority of them there are human souls.
Yeah.
Yes, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But that's the other. So that's the other thing too. Is like, again, like with Husk, I just was like, well, did he lose a lot of souls or a lot of money? I didn't remember.
I think it's both.
But yeah, it would make sense if it was both.
Because
Yeah,
he's
he
an
got
overlord.
Down to just having his own soul.
And that's all he had to bet, and he bet it away.
Yeah.
So
I
Double
want to
or
say
nothing.
he's great, but I don't think he has a lot to say that he stays in great. So I'm gonna say good.
yeah, he's good. There's not a lot of weight behind him yet.
Serpentius, personally, I really like him.
Great, dude.
I'll put him in love tier.
Do I love Pinches? Yeah,
I didn't like him
I
at first,
love
but
him.
like after a while, I'm like, oh, he's a character.
I love him where he's great. Probably love. I think the fact that he makes it to heaven also is insanely important for the show.
I like that. I like
So-
that.
So where?
I
I
didn't.
love.
I thought he was a throwaway character, but
Yeah, actually, he's like the one I think I like the most.
yeah.
Which is funny because like I forget him the most too. Like when he's in
That's
the
true.
scene, I'm like, I fucking love this dude.
Yeah. Sleeper hit.
It's how he talks. It's just he's like super unsure of himself.
I'll put him in love tier.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah.
So me personally,
Not that high.
I think having Serpentius above Husk
I think that's.
actual criminal
Yeah.
behavior.
No, I think
Which
that's
is,
cool.
which is fitting.
I'll lock it in.
It's
I'll
fitting.
lock it in. They'll-
You're gonna hate me when we get to the end.
Vaggie. I thought I would like Vaggie more.
I like Maggie.
I like Vaggie as a character, but like personality wise, I feel like I wish she was more
Expressive.
not necessarily expressive because I like non-expressive
People
characters.
complain about it. I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
It-
but
That's who she is.
yeah.
She's just that type of
What
personality.
word am I looking for?
Just a piece of.
Like a moody, not edgy, but like a Batman-y, brooding,
Angsty.
I feel like I wished
Brooding.
I usually hate overly angsty characters, but I wish she showed a little bit more of that. I feel like
A little more.
I'd be
grunge.
more I'd be a more conflicted about my position
Right.
if I were her.
Instead of downplaying to nothing.
Yeah.
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 It would make more sense if she was like that.
I'd be like
I love her story, but yeah, it is also very downplayed. I'd
Yeah.
say she's good.
good. I'd say
say
great.
she's good.
I'd say great.
I
She
like her
should be a
character.
love for me because I like characters like her.
Yeah.
But
She's like the inverse of Husk. Husk has like awesome setup, but nothing behind it yet. She has all of the fuel behind her, but the execution's weak for me.
agree.
So I would say like equivalent.
Oh, okay. All right.
For me, I'm not trying to change your mind.
No,
That's
no.
just how my brain is like, conceptualized.
But I would do that. I'll put her at the top of good.
Top of good.
This character's mid.
Mid.
This character's mid.
I
Jay wants a
Disservice.
X over his eye. He's jealous.
Dude, she has less development than Husk.
yeah.
That's why I don't.
Yeah.
I have beef
They
with
should have
that.
made her
I have
more
beef with that take of like Husk isn't good because he doesn't have a lot of development.
Uh-huh.
But Vaggie isn't good because she has development and she doesn't have more development.
She
than
just
Husk.
has an understanding girlfriend
That's basically it.
who
We honestly don't get Charlie
who
and Vaggie
absolves
on
of-
screen like
Too
that
often.
often. We get even less of Vaggie.
Did you see the relationship coming? Did you know that they were dating?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Off the bat. Off the
Okay.
bat. She says honey or darling or sweetie or something.
I thought that was like an automatic sign
No,
too.
I don't know. I just felt the feeling behind it, and I was like, okay, they're in a relationship. It's different when like girlfriends talk to each other like that. But like actual girlfriends, it's like, oh, that's a romantic relationship. That's not a friendship.
You definitely get it.
Yeah,
like
but some
a
people apparently
sense.
didn't know until like episode 3 when they confirmed it, which is okay.
I would
Fine.
have put it on the back burner. It's like I don't care.
Mhm.
It's not like it doesn't. I wouldn't say
Tumblr
it's.
people not being able to see relationship signs and spot those social.
I know
cues.
that's kind of crazy.
Wow.
Where people are so quick to like they're gay, throw them together, but then they're like,
literally the fact that they're
are
gay
they
doesn't
gay?
mean anything to me. I was just like, oh, is she taken or not?
yeah,
Okay. And then episode 3, it's like, okay,
yeah.
confirmed. Like I said, back burner. I'm like, are they dating or are they not?
That's Nifty.
Dude, Nifty's fucking.
I like
funny.
Nifty.
She's the comic relief of like.
I think that's
nonsense.
her point of the character. I
Yeah.
think that's her point.
I love Nifty.
I
I love her.
like it.
She's great value,
Great value.
but I love her. So probably great.
Great. I'll put her at great.
What do you think, Jay?
I don't really have a complaint.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I
Your guys'
do.
Vaggie take is that character is so weak and undeveloped.
It is
Watch-
weak.
watch
It is
Note.
weak. I think that's what holds her back. That's
But what brings her forward? What brings
it's
her forward?
purely
has
because
a
of her
forgiving
importance,
She has bad
her
songs.
importance,
Okay, we won't get into that.
importance of the story. In terms of importance of the story, that's what puts her in good. If she wasn't an important character, she would.
Plus, she has like
If
altruistic
you remove
outlook.
if you removed Vaggie from the story,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anything happen?
what changes?
Take Vaggie out, right?
Like the only thing I think
Charlie has no
that
support,
has
she's
something
stuck
to
at
do with
home.
Whether or not we like the character.
Okay.
But like in terms of importance, if that's being rated on this list, the only thing she does the entire show is when she goes to talk to Carmine, and Carmine tells her about the angelic weapons. But they all knew already,
And the fighting
and
style.
then they split up
Okay.
to go do that, and then the rest stayed to fortify the hotel. So if Vaggie just wasn't there and things played out relatively similarly, someone else could have just went. And then you
Okay.
can argue, well, maybe Carmine wouldn't have given it to them. So it's like that's the only argument I think you have.
I
for being
think
important.
yes.
Everything else stays the
I
same.
agree with you, Jay. I think
You could probably take
I
her
think
out.
we could take her out and nothing would change. I think we just have a personal stake in it because Vaggie is Charlie's girlfriend and she's a
And
literal
we like
angel.
Charlie. I think we're just Vaggie's getting carried because we
Yeah.
like Charlie.
Well, not necessarily Charlie, but like
Hey, producers,
because
make her useful.
yeah.
Or she's getting on, part 2 of this episode.
Make
She's
her have
going
more
down.
character.
Yeah, make her have more character. I
Make
agree.
her have-
exudes character.
Make her have
So
more
does
importance.
Angel.
Uh-huh.
Vaggie does not exude character.
No.
I mean,
I
it's
agree
not
with
even
that.
Like I hate her. It's just kind of
I
like
agree with you.
out of everybody at the hotel in the show, she is. I did not care about her backstory almost at all. Like when it's like, oh, she's an angel. I'm like,
All
I
right.
guess that's interesting. I didn't really feel a conflict between her and Charlie.
She didn't want to slay that demon.
Well, that's fine.
That child demon.
That was compelling.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Vox.
Yeah.
Vox. I
give
still
a
don't.
fuck about Vox. At least right now.
Jesus. It's insane. Insanity.
I don't have
I wish I
any
had a microphone.
value.
I mean, I don't see her here. I'll give you this. I don't feel so strongly about Vaggie. If you want to put her in double hell, I don't care.
I would love to.
That's
just,
how
like,
neutral I am.
I would love to not tell Jay, and then like about something like us make separate tier lists. I would love to not tell Jay about my tier list until like the day we meet,
Oh.
and then put like
Have a
all the
personal one?
characters just in awesome tier.
No, I think you just have to have
Or,
like,
like, all of them in
wild takes.
bad
I think you just have to have wild takes, like some of this, but like a little bit more extreme. Put like Vaggie in great, and then put Husk at mid, and I think that would set him up.
Yeah, I mean, right now you're about to be like, yeah, Vox, I don't care about him because he doesn't have a lot of character development, and I'm gonna be like, wow, okay, that's fine, I guess. But it's
Jay's looking for continuity.
my only literally.
Do you wanna put
everything else
Vaggie
I don't
down?
care about. No. Leave Vaggie
No,
there.
I'm asking Anthony if he wants to put Vaggie down, because I don't
At least
really
she
care.
has something that we know about the story that exists.
Sure.
There's like 4
Fox
characters.
and Husk, yeah.
There's like 4
I
characters
feel-
in this show that are just jerk offs that don't have anything behind them yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry. And Husk might be one of them. But like he's cool and he's nice and he actually like helps the hotel do its thing. But Vox does even less.
Yeah,
for me.
I agree. I
he
agree.
just sits and comment. He's literally the comment section on this TV
Oh
show.
yeah,
Are we-
especially during the battle, he can stay at mid.
He's
Are we
literally
doing importance?
he might be forgettable.
Are we doing
for-
importance? No, putting Vox in forgettable.
Is so accurate.
I mean, that would be a good way to get all the Tumblr people to come after.
Oh, is
Let's
is
go
he a
Tumblr.
Tumblr
Let's
sexy man?
Tumblr right now.
I thought Alistair's the guy.
No, well, yes, but also Vox as well because they ship them together. So my thing is like Vox is a very memorable.
Do we? Oh, is he? Is he memorable?
Look, whatever Tumblr,
what's his name
Tumblr
again?
wants, whatever
Alright,
Tumblr
so we
wants,
have
I
a-
will do the opposite of.
We have a vote for forgettable.
Yes. Let's do it.
I'll leave him there.
You'll leave him forgettable.
Yeah.
All right. So you have Adam.
Adam.
Forgettable. I'm
I
kidding. Adam's kinda
don't
funny.
like Adam, but
I don't like him
think
either, but that's his whole
he's
point, right?
Yeah, he serves his purpose. I'm glad he's gone. I think if he stayed dead, I think he's a good character. If they bring him back, he goes down.
Well, what do you think about people are thinking?
Well,
that
if he dies, he goes to hell.
Oh,
that's
he
what
goes to
people were-
hell?
Right?
That's what people were saying. They're like, Sir Pentious died, went to heaven, redeemed himself, but Adam was an angel a long time ago.
Ooh.
So now he became bad. If he dies and goes to hell, that would be interesting.
That would make
Yeah.
him even more
That
compelling.
would be funny because
that would make him more compelling
What
if
if
he went
he
to hell.
challenges like Vox and Alistair in the future to like get power, and he starts going ravenous for souls and stuff. And he
I don't
tries
know.
to
I don't know if
outpower
that's how
Skill.
he would play it. I think he would play it like he would try to be powerful, but not use hell's rules. He would like make New Heaven down there.
Maybe, but like he's already a vicious, heartless.
He basically
piece of
belongs
shit.
down in hell. He talks about how like, yeah, you guys are like, he's like, the place is gross, but like some things down here are pretty cool.
But he's like, yeah, rock. He's like, it's hot. Yeah, he's like, it's hot. If anything, him and Valentino might be a power couple.
Valentino,
You're about to get in a fight with so many shippers.
the people
I feel like
like
there's
don't
no
they
water.
ship?
There's no
I've
water.
seen some art.
There's no water?
Ship Valentino
You're
with
telling
box.
me fucking
Yeah, 'cause they're
Zuko
actually
and
together.
Katara had water under that shit?
Are they actually together?
Like
Like in a relationship
Velvet,
together?
No, so it's
Or
implied that they're like lovers.
business?
Like Velvet goes go save like he needs a prince to go like save him, and then there's a picture in the background of Vox and Valentino kind of being lovey-dovey, like a picture
Oh, okay.
in the background and stuff. So it's like
And
there's
And
Vox-
Vox,
some kind of
Valentino hangs with Vox all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Adam, I think Adam's a great character. I will say I don't like him.
Is
As
he,
a person.
Is he compelling?
Is he compelling?
dude,
He's just the first angel that you meet.
We have fatty and being great and good. We're talking about compelling characters.
See, I don't want to call him great,
He's just obnoxious.
but I don't want him in the same tier as Husk or Vaggie.
Mid?
Mid? Adam? Mid?
He has the best song.
I think if you're in my,
He's at least good.
Now we're going into not do we like the characters? It's now we're going to like how important are they? Are they good as a character overall?
I'm
if we're doing good,
doing
Adam
both.
should be in great. Because the fact that you're saying I'm happy he's dead means that the antagonist did their job.
Yeah.
I'm happy he's gone.
Yeah.
I didn't like him. He was rude. He was
Yeah.
gross. He
I
was
agree.
A bad
Great.
guy.
Well, it's also too like he's not even the reason heaven operates the way that it does. So he's just this pawn in between or heaven's actual rules and hell having some execution. Or
Yeah,
problem.
he just is
Like,
high up,
That's
but
what I'm
not
saying when he's
necessarily.
not that compelling. Like,
Well, okay, compelling
Like, he's not-
and important are different.
He's getting like the kickbacks of being in heaven, but he didn't make any rules. He didn't.
yeah. And I'm putting all of it together. Do I like him
Oh,
for what
the
he
one-
is?
the one
Do I
thing that
like
he
his
is doing
music?
is-
Do I like him in the plot?
Is
Is he important? Is he
exercising the demons.
All right, compelling. All right.
Jay just wants her. Look, Jay, I'll let you.
She can
put
stay
her,
there. I
Put her
honestly
down to
don't
mid,
care.
Jay. He feels so strong. Put her down in mid.
I want more
Just
from
put her in
Vaggie.
mid.
It's just when you
Put her down.
Just
Put
put
her
her-
down.
just
Honestly,
put
put her in double hell.
Just put her down in mid, or what? Like when you're right though. If you take her out of the story, does
Yeah,
she
you're
do
right.
anything?
Important.
No.
Once we are like, well, is Adam compelling? It's like we're moving Penchus
But
down.
doesn't
Nifty
she
down,
support
Okay.
Charlie
Put Vaggie
in the
down in
early
mid.
episodes?
Put Vaggie down in mid.
She's mid. Don't you? It doesn't.
Yeah.
I'll support the mid, but do you think doesn't Vaggie help Charlie out mentally in the beginning?
Yeah, so that's why she stays at mid. Adam
Is he mid?
put Adam at great.
Great.
I second that.
I'd put him in good. I'll let great slide.
Okay.
Well, I can't not let it slide. I don't viciously hate the great call.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Who's this?
Why is actually now that we're really on this topic? Since we're talking about Adam potentially being in good, and then we had a conversation about Angel being wherever, and then we had Vaggie in good. Why is Nifty in great?
Because we personal.
I understand. I agree.
Personal bias. I like the character.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it. She's funny.
She's literally just Invader Zim.
Yeah, she serves her purpose, right?
She's just a spaz.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's
You just
pointless.
set the microphone back here.
Because
pointless.
it's the combination of both. Do we like her and story wise, right?
Yeah.
It's
I
the
think
combo.
also she might be the biggest piece of work for the hotel.
I don't know if I liked her
don't-
killing Adam.
I don't
though.
know if she has any real.
I don't know
bad-
if she should have been the one.
I
Like it's
love
funny.
that.
Do you
I
like that?
I thought that was funny.
I don't know if I like
Yeah,
that.
because they already did the heavy lifting. She just comes over, especially after the whole Sir Penchus death. Hers was way better timed than Penchus's.
Because my thinking now is like they're gonna come after Nifty because she killed Adam,
Okay,
and I feel like that should have been
that'll be a good
They're
thing
just
though.
gonna go after the hotel. in
That
general, too.
yeah, that'll be a good thing though, because then everybody would protect her, and they would unify over that.
okay. I
Wouldn't
guess
they?
so. But you could say that about everyone else in the hotel.
Yeah,
Like if
but
Angel
she has
killed
that like
Adam,
innocence about her.
that everyone can
There's
rally
no
behind.
alternate motives. Everybody's on the same page with her.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if
All
they
right.
weren't going after the hotel already, which they are.
No, I do think, but
And they should
because
feel
that
the
could have
same
been
about the
any
hotel.
resident.
Yeah, but Alistair feels differently about the hotel. He has different alignment. But
Lute's-
they all feel the same about Nifty.
Yeah,
So,
true. I agree.
Maybe Alistair, maybe not. But I don't even
Alistair-
think he cares about Nifty.
I think Alistair thinks she's interesting. I think he enjoys her company because
so
they were talking.
all have her in common. Then.
Yeah. Lute is similar, where I thought I'd really like Lute, but I didn't get a lot from her.
Yeah, she just loses fights. She's literally just Nifty with more spotlight and less
Is she,
and just
What are you
about
saying
the
with
same
that?
amount of drive.
what are you saying with that? She's nifty.
She's just Nifty on the Angel side. She's just there.
I do not see that.
Oh no, I don't
As a
agree with that.
character, Not even remotely similar.
She can stay.
She's the one that takes the eye out, right?
Yeah. Yeah. She can stay at mid.
She's good, mid.
I wouldn't even mind her being lower.
Forgettable.
That's what I'm saying. She's like Nifty, but less. And
It's
she's
great.
No,
she's
I
on
don't.
the
I don't know
Angel
why
side.
you keep saying she's like nifty.
Okay,
why,
look,
why are you
okay.
saying that she's
Nifty
like nifty?
is just a comedic object.
Okay.
In the show.
So you're saying
And
Lute is funny?
And on the side, Nifty might be something that the whole gang can come together on and bond over.
Yes.
And that's a
I agree.
slight point,
Okay.
right? Put that point to the side.
All right.
Nifty doesn't really belong anywhere, right? There's no point. She's basically just the cat of the house. She's
Sure.
just a pet.
Sure.
Okay? That's how the other angel feels to me.
How?
She just
She's
feels-
still like she's
I
basically
cut
just
your eye out. Okay.
no. She's just
She's second
Adam.
command,
Yeah, she's just Adam's muscle or Adam's like
right hand.
right.
Yeah, but she just doesn't have. Like,
She's the
She
Lancer.
wants to do something, he stops it. Or she's trying to make a big point, then Adam comes in, cuts her off, and makes a bigger point.
Oh, I saw it the
I
other
just
way.
think he
Adam
overpowers
tries
her.
to do something and she supports it.
Yeah. But like
She
he would
clearly
have.
cared for Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he would have already done whatever's on his mind anyway.
Sure, but she's like the
Is she the Vag of
Is she the Vaggie?
She's Vaggie, but yeah.
on the angel side?
Vaggie for
So she's in mid. She's in the right place.
No, yeah, I agree. I agree. She, like I said, that's what I meant when she first came up. Was she's the Vaggie of their side? I wouldn't say she's the nifty. She's the Vaggie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It
So
took
she'll
her a
stay.
while.
I think it's interesting that you're saying that Nifty's gonna. Again, it's all speculation. Like they're gonna go after Nifty in particular.
I don't think they're going after. If they did, they would all find a protective.
Sure.
The
I
same
think
protective instinct.
I don't know. Yeah, true.
About her.
I don't know. Do they care about Adam that much?
The angels?
Yeah.
To be decided. I don't know.
So if they did care about Adam,
Let's
then
say they
yes, they're
do
gonna come
because
after the
he's the
hotel.
first
I don't think it really
angel.
matters who it was. It's like
Yeah.
you people.
Yeah, they're gonna go after all of them.
Yeah.
It seems too like
Apparently Lilith's gonna get involved too because
Yeah.
Luke goes and confronts her about it. So
yeah,
Yeah.
it's also interesting. Like Charlie, she's the princess, but like it's such a whatever thing about being
Yeah.
the princess of hell.
I agree.
Same with Lucifer. Like it doesn't seem like being the king or the princess of hell matters, and
I wouldn't say. I mean, the V's literally don't get involved with the hotel because she's Lucifer's daughter.
Yeah. So if
If
she
she wasn't, Valentino would have gone in to the hotel like he wanted to and shot up and killed everyone in the hotel.
yeah,
Although probably Alistair would have been there, so it would have been
yeah.
awkward.
so
Yeah.
there's something to say for being Lucifer, but maybe not so much about being Charlie.
No.
But,
it's a big deal. that
But
she's
it
not.
seemed I didn't feel that too much in the show.
Okay, if you
I believe it, like it's true. They didn't shoot it up, but it's like it's only because she's Lucifer's daughter, not because she's her.
well, yeah,
Like her on her own is not some crazy, terrifying, devastating overlord.
yeah.
She has the means.
So
Yeah.
you're saying she's not powerful? That's
In
what
her
you're
own
saying.
right, people aren't afraid of her. Yeah,
Well,
like
yeah.
she's her own kingdom isn't
Doesn't
fearing,
respect her.
God-fearing
They
or
also
whatever.
don't respect her. In the pilot, like
Yeah.
they're like laughing at her on TV.
So there's that. But what was I getting with that? Is Adam is like the first angel, but even in the court and stuff, it seems to have the same level of like respect, disrespect. Like he's the first angel, but like, hey,
Sure.
she lets him do his little chew toy, go out and exorcise the hell demons on his own. But it doesn't seem like he's more compelling than that.
What do you mean by compelling?
Like it just seems like he's like
what is compelling? Can you define compelling?
I don't
in your
know,
terms?
compelling. It drives the plot forward with emphasis and meaning.
So the vehicle. So
The
compelling.
vehicle.
Compelling.
Well, I guess he is the vehicle of like the Exorcist thing is the whole
What does compelling
basis
mean
of the
to you?
show.
They're interesting. They're compelling. Compelling means there's a pull to it. So it compels me to do this. So that means like I'm pulled to this character because they're interesting. God, I'm just saying the same thing over and over.
No, it's okay. That's kind of how words work, right?
Angels personnel plight and problems is compelling.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
people are it's compelling for
Yeah.
her things.
Mhm.
So or for his thing, sorry. So for Adam saying he's not compelling makes sense, but I feel like the idea I'm getting from compelling is like that he's supposed to be important or powerful.
And I don't feel that because I feel like the exorcists will still exorcise without him, and it seems like the
It
lady
seemed like
in heaven.
it was kind of his idea though, right?
It was his idea.
I
He
guess
said
it-
at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, okay.
It also seems like he keeps yanking at the seraphim's like dress, like, "Oh, let me kill him, and she just because
And so she let him do
because
it.
he's annoying,
Well,
let him do it.
Sarah
He
Sarah
also he makes
also
the argument like
agrees
what
with
if-
it.
Yeah. He's like, what if they come to attack you guys? He's like, I could protect you from them. So, and from the plot of the story, it also seems like he made that up because they're not itching to get back into heaven and like attack them. At least it didn't seem like that to me.
No.
So he made up the fact
Sure.
that they're coming to our house, so let's beat them up in the meantime.
Yeah.
Where he's just trying to dunk on them constantly for fun.
Yeah.
And I feel like if he wasn't there, Lute would probably do it anyway because it was his idea. So she would just carry it on anyway, and then the other exorcists would do it anyway.
I have such a long thing. So at the beginning of the show, they explain why Heaven went down for the Exorcist. So it's not like Adam was just tugging on them, asking for them to do it. He enjoys doing it.
Right.
It's Heaven's prerogative, like the higher ups saying for them to go down there. So it's like
it's their job.
It's like, well, if it wasn't Adam, it's like Adam is just a really powerful angel, and he is the leader of the Exorcists. He was put in command of the Exorcists, and he chose them, and he leads them down there.
Okay.
So like,
I don't know how I forgot all of it.
It's not like they feared Hell's power when Lilith went down there because Lucifer went into depression, and then Lilith, with her music, apparently started growing in strength in Hell, and Hell was prospering. And Heaven feared their power and went down there to start exterminating them, which they say is for population control. But it was out of fear of the power of Hell.
So like Lilith was getting so powerful that she may take over.
That was the initial fear. So it's not like Adam just wanted to do it.
But he was down for it.
Yeah, he enjoys it. But
that's what I'm saying. I feel like just because he was elected to be the leader, like I feel like any of them would have done it. Like any of the other angels.
Sure.
I mean, we don't know any of them.
Yeah.
Other than Adam, that it comes to like being an actual character, other than like Sarah and
Emily.
Yeah.
Emily. So it's just like saying, well, any of them. Well, there's none really other than like the Archangel Michael that we meet.
Yeah.
So like just saying any of them, it's like we don't.
I thought Michael would come up. Peter, Saint Peter.
Yeah, he's the guy letting. He's the
Peter,
host.
My fault.
Yeah. It's Peter lets them all in.
No, it definitely wasn't Michael. Michael was like a big deal.
Yeah, Michael. I was hoping that we would see Archangel Michael with his sword come up. That would have been cool.
Yeah, I actually don't know what I would have to say about Sarah if she's on this list.
Yeah, I think she is. Who's next though?
Velvet.
Velvet.
She's like the crass technology.
Oh,
the hashtag bitch.
Yeah.
I feel like they want us to like her, but she's so abrasive that I don't like her.
I mean, she is an antagonist.
I want to see more of what she's about, but you kind of get everything on the first meeting, so she's fine.
I'm not interested. Forgettable, but the bees.
Vox here, and we're gonna.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. She puts it all out in 2 minutes, and then she leaves the room, and it's like, fine.
Like I'm not scared of what. Yeah, same thing with Vox. Like, okay, they're rivals. They want to be. They're trying to be the top of Hell. That's it. I don't got anything else for that. I liked Rosie. Rosie was good.
Which one's Rosie?
That's mayor of Cannibal Town.
Okay, I was gonna say it looks like the Cannibal.
She's also like an overlord, so she's a representative.
I didn't get her. Like she's like being Charlie's therapist.
She's nice.
She's like, I want you to convince my people.
Yeah.
But then also there's a deal behind it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why it was super enthusiastic about.
So she just goes like, Alistair's a friend, so she's gonna go with it, and she.
Yeah, I think she's a good character. How do you feel, Jay? This one's kind of. I don't know if I've fully processed it.
I would just say she's like factoring everything in.
Forgettable.
Now instead of just personal, it's like she's a good character. She's good. Like I like her, but it's just like if we're factoring how good of a character she is, how developed she is she compelling? Is she important?
See, this is how tier lists work for me. If people are like, I'm just gonna make this list because I like them, I'm like, there's nothing behind that.
Yeah. Well, it's a combo. It's a like the way I see it, it's a combo of if I like them.
Considering everything.
Mid, yeah.
Top of mid then.
Top of mid.
That's fine. Honestly, I feel more when she's on screen than either of these two.
Yeah, there you go.
As far as like her personality, like her impact on.
I would love to see like the full power of all these overlords.
Oh yeah.
Like, what is Valentino's
overlord power?
That's
Carmine.
Carmine's interesting.
I feel like people really.
People
really like her, but
people want. I know the intention. When I see a character like Velvet and Carmine, it's like, oh, girl boss, and I'm like, all right, but like, what else you got?
I didn't get that from Carmine as much as Velvet.
Velvet just seemed like
you need to act more respectful. you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Sure.
I want to keep this under wraps. I don't want to start a war. You don't understand these things.
I agree.
Like, she's the, like, mature, and Velvet's, like...
Yeah, so I like Carmine.
yeah.
In the same
Velvet's
way,
angsty.
I don't like Velvet. I like Carmine.
Okay.
But they are similar where it's like, she's a girl boss, you should love her.
I didn't feel a pressure like
No.
that. No. But if you got that, like, that's fair. I feel
I just
like
thought her songs were mid.
they were very bad. The duet was awful. What was the song called? It was called Whatever I What.
Yeah, we'll
Whatever it takes. Oh yeah.
Whatever, I guess.
Whatever I guess.
I like her. She's good. A good character.
Fine. Mid.
Mid?
He says mid. I say good.
Like her.
I'd say I put her in
She's
mid.
important. Yeah.
It-
I guess maybe
it's
it's
the
just
factor in
maybe it's just
importance.
the songs. Maybe it's the songs. that make me
Importance is a
dislike her.
factor. It's also a factor.
Yeah, importance.
All right.
She's very important. So.
Was that Bestial? No. Who is
this
that?
Is Valentino.
Valentino?
Dude, I love to hate Valentino. He's like. Well, I guess we're all supposed to love to hate him. He's just awful.
weird.
I wish he was more hateable. I feel like
Yeah,
he's
right.
like for what he is to Angel, like I feel like he should have made more comments or did more like actions.
Damn, dude.
To-
I was gonna say-
No, okay. So
I was
no,
gonna say there was
specifically-
the one episode
specifically
was
to
kind of
Angel-
enough for me.
Specifically to Angel, yes, but I feel like to the crew he should have done more against the crew.
Well, the only crew that he meets is
Charlie.
Charlie, and she's
she's the
she's
princess of
untouchable.
hell.
Yeah, she's untouchable. So
Okay.
I think what
Nifty goes over to him, and
I
Angel
want him to
goes
be worse.
grab Nifty.
I want him to be worse. I want him to be.
I'm scared with
I
those
think
two.
that's. I don't know what you want. I don't know. What
I
you
want him to be more
I think I got enough of Val.
He's playing with very, very plainly.
I think
displayed
terrible. I want
Yeah,
him to
I
be
think-
more terrible.
I think.
How?
Hold on. I think it's like the first or the second episode where you see Angel really going through it, and he has all those voice messages from Val left over, like "I love you, come back," like whatever, and he's like, "You're a piece of shit, you're worthless."
Mhm.
He's like, "You'll never amount to anything."
Oh, that's
when you're
funny.
back
I like
in the
that.
studio, you're going all day. Like that shit exists in the real world.
Yeah.
And it's very, very, very common, and it's very disgusting. And like
You want
that,
him to be worse?
you want him to be
I
worse
want him to
than
be
that,
worse,
and that
yeah.
to me is like,
literally the most evil character that actually does things in the show. Like,
Yeah.
his stuff is just straight up the worst.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's vile. Like he's vile.
I
I
think
guess you could say The Exorcist just straight up killing people is bad, but like
I'm also curious.
Valentino's
Like
down to kill people, and obviously has, and he also.
I want him to be
telling
like.
you, him and Adam would be the kinkiest power couple in hell.
See, he should be as bad as Adam is to the crew, but I feel like
he
he
can't
isn't.
be.
Why not?
Because he gets checked by Lucifer immediately.
They're not
I
allowed
wa-
to-
He gets put in his place. Adam does what he wants because he can leave hell. Guess who can't leave hell?
Okay.
Valentino. Anywhere Valentino goes in hell, Lucifer can teleport
I want
there.
Valentino to get a little bit of smidge of power to be more
Like
horrible.
to not have to worry about it
yeah.
and then be actually
I want to
devastating.
be worried about Valentino. Valentino is terrible for the crew and for Angel specifically, but I want him to be a problem for all of hell.
the whole plot.
The whole plot. I want him to be a problem for all of
Interesting.
has been.
Interesting.
I think the way that he is acted and portrayed in the relationship with Angel makes him at least a good character.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
At least a good character.
I'll put him at great. I
abuser in like it's not just that. It's like how
Jay,
he's displayed.
you're supposed to
He's
hate
great.
him. They're doing
Exactly, I know.
He's a great.
I'll
He's
say
a
he's
great
great.
piece of crap.
And the fact that he's doing the whole double like
You love him.
he's used to dealing with this. Like Charlie accidentally sets his set on fire, and he goes, "Excuse us for a moment." to take Angel into a back room,
yeah.
and then it's like he's sleazy and doing things behind backs and abusing the people he has power over.
And
It's
somehow
just-
Exactly,
Charlie
yeah.
knows.
you
I
want
okay.
him-
I like Valentino more than Adam.
yeah, that's fine.
How do you feel, Jay? Is he a love character for you? Or...
I don't want to put him in. I'm not putting him above Angel. His whole dynamics with Angel, he could be in the same tier.
Yeah.
He's not going above Angel.
Goes above Angel.
It would make no sense. How much you hate Valentino is directly correlated to how much you hate Angel. I mean, you like Angel basically. Because the only reason you hate Valentino, really, like Mark's saying, is because of what he's putting Angel through.
Oh yeah. I kept thinking you were talking about Adam when you said Angel, and I'm like, how can you say that? But he's talking about the actual person he's abusing.
Yeah. I wish Lucifer did more.
Yeah.
Dude, I wish his song didn't suck. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. His song was terrible.
Lucifer right below Rosie.
Lucifer.
Below Rosie.
Yeah.
Importance, character. Alright.
There's also a lot to be discovered with him that's like not there.
Yeah.
And
you
why
would think
ducks? I know it's supposed to be random
a
and he's
cute
depressed,
idea.
but why ducks?
I think there's an actual reason. I don't think it has to
Probably.
be with him. Like, I think it might be related to something else.
For who he is as a character, the main character's dad, I feel like he should have been in the show more.
I mean, he's an uninvolved dad.
Yeah,
So, like,
that's true.
I would
Getting
probably,
back
so
together.
me personally, I put him in good. I feel like putting Carmine above Lucifer is a goddamn sin.
I think good is
hell.
fine.
Put him at the top of good. Yeah, put him on top of good. Actually, yeah.
Because I'm just like putting him next to Rosie.
You're right.
Damn,
He's a
dude.
good character.
Like, when he showed up on screen, he started doing stuff, it wasn't what I expected, but I was like, okay, I like this direction they went with him. Instead of being like, oh, he's just some kind of evil dickhead. It's like, no, he's just a depressed dude that got banished to, like, the basement. And then he just sits there and he's all sad about it. And it's like, that kind of makes sense.
This one breathes fire.
Yeah. And then you get the vibe that they're going for. He's like, oh, is a dad that, like, doesn't know how to, like, really dad that much, and he has kind of anxiety and all this stuff that he doesn't want to deal with.
Yeah.
That was funny. He like throws the duck. He's like, take that, depression.
And he's like one of the and he has like one of the most powerful characters in the show, and you're like, all right.
If not
Even
the
him.
most powerful, equivalent to the most powerful.
Sarah,
By definition.
Sarah's okay. She's whatever.
Who is that?
The main seraphim. Forgettable. I mean, I just watched her, so I can't forget her.
The egg on screen.
The egg? Well, yeah. Agree.
So,
Agree.
Where are we putting this character?
Top of forgettable.
Top of forgettable. Anthony doesn't even remember her.
I remember her. She's the judge and the thing, and then
Yeah,
she's
I was
like,
gonna
"Oh
say,
yeah,
well-
our rules have a lot of discontinuity to them." And
Well,
then she's like, "Can you explain why?" And she's like, "No, I'm gonna go be shy now. Bye."
We
And
put
then-
Sarah above Vox and Velvet.
I like Sarah more than Box and Velvet.
What?
I don't.
You don't?
Like,
Okay.
what show did
Absolutely
you
don't.
watch?
I don't know. I just like good characters. I don't like
You like
annoying.
good characters.
I don't like abrasive, annoying characters.
Oh, okay. I mean, they are. I will say they are antagonists, but
Yes, they're antagonists. So I guess that like,
understandable.
that helps me connect the dots of, oh yeah, they're a bad person. They're an antagonist, sure, but it's like,
Vox's song and then his his talking to the press exuded like personality to me.
okay,
Oh yeah.
But
sure. I mean, if you disagree, you guys can put Box above her.
Oh yeah, I'd rather just sit here and be mad
Okay.
at your guys' placements for certain characters.
See, I like good characters. I like good characters. So like I'm like, oh, she's nice. She has more personality than Sarah.
We
So
might have to do a blind tier list one day where we all do separate tier lists on the same
Okay.
page, and then we're like, what the?
All right, Emily.
I like Emily more than Sarah.
Well, yeah.
Is that Sarah's daughter? Who's Emily?
Emily's
She's-
the
I think that's-
young Seraphim.
Yeah, young Seraphim.
Oh.
They say sisters, but I don't think they're like proper sisters.
Sarah. Mid. Yeah, I would say she's on her way.
I think she has the trajectory to be a cool
People
character.
say she's the
She's the Charlie equivalent.
Yeah, for sure.
So that because of that,
We need
because
more.
she's a Charlie equivalent,
We need
I
more.
I would put her higher, but I know that she doesn't have a lot right now.
So
I wouldn't put her
this
higher yet.
character is probably the
Bestial.
least- the
Developed.
most minor out of all of them.
Yeah, I agree.
I put him in
But
love.
I feel like he's had such a design and interest that like
Yeah.
I would leave him here.
I would love to know more about him,
Uh-huh.
and apparently everybody else is actually scared of his power.
I put Vestial and M higher. Vestial at the top and then M after.
You'd put him in mid.
Mid,
Yeah.
top of mid,
There's
and
not
then
really
M right
anything.
after.
Above Rosie?
Yeah.
Both of these characters above Rosie?
I feel
Probably Rosie.
I feel
above,
Rosie and M about the same.
Rosie above him.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Rosie above M. All right.
Yeah, I
Damn,
mean
is it
Rosie.
just a,
Rosie.
Is it just a rule of cool for Zestio?
Rosie did
Yeah,
more
rule
for
of
the show.
cool.
I would actually put Rosie at the top of the.
Top of mid.
I mean, I will say Zestio does almost nothing
Yep,
for the show,
But
other
he's
than
cool.
talking to Carmine.
but he's actually.
talks cool.
just real
People are actually
Zestio,
scared of him.
I feel like what is the old English equivalent
Well,
of your?
doesn't
Why
he-
he said your? I
doesn't
feel like he
he-
should have said thou or something.
Oh yeah, doesn't he also like question some people and actually get more
Away with-
out of like their situation?
Carmine, right? He was talking to
push it
Carmine and he got
forward.
something.
I was saying the only thing he does really is like talk to Carmine and then give more like backstory on Alistair because they have an exchange.
So
But we know nothing about Zestial other than he's probably Old English.
I'd probably put him behind the lady he's next to.
behind Rosie.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't remember her name, but Rosie.
Rosie.
It might
Zestial.
be, I mean, the fact you remember Zestial might make it so.
Is
that
it
I don't
Bestial
remember
or is it
Zestial's name
Zestial?
either.
I thought it was.
Zestial?
Oh, is Z Zestial? Okay, Zestial.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Vestial. Or what's the?
I think this
I'm
is
thinking
a-
of Celestial. That's funny.
Cherry Bomb.
She's a cool character, but that's it.
Does she even do anything?
Do you like her?
She's
I like her.
trying to manipulate.
But like, I think
is she a good
I don't
character?
like characters that's like. I feel like the creators really like her and they want me to like her. So I feel like you're making her cool. Like she can't just be naturally cool. You have to make
Yeah.
her cool. I don't know. That's my
Yeah.
feeling on her.
I mean, she's Australian, so like I think that bumps her up a tier.
Yeah,
I thought you didn't like Australian accents.
Australian accents are fine, dude. They're fine if they're literally just in this one stereotype for some reason. They just all. I mean, but the funny part is, a lot of Australian people I met do act and talk like this. So I'm just kind of like, they're just all like Cherry Bomb.
I like Cherry Bomb more than Loot.
Where is Vaggie behind Loot? No, right?
No, we'll put Vaggie behind.
Okay, since we're ordering these.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I like
don't-
Cherry Bomb
I
more
don't even
than
know if I have an opinion on
more
Cherry
than
Bomb.
Vaggie and Loot.
I need more.
Damn, dude. Like when I was picturing mid, like as like a character, it's like, yeah, I think Vaggie's mid, but it's just like,
All of mid is just I want more from them.
okay, I see that. All right. And then it's like you don't care. I feel like I would put Vox and Velvet in mid because I want more from them, and they are going to be important.
Okay.
But I mean,
Vox
that's
should
fine.
be important. Yeah.
Well, they all.
Oh, but they ended
these
up being
all are
forgettable. Do we when we think about Hazbin, Vox is like
The only reason
not the top
Valentino's
10
up higher is
characters I've
because he
named.
has all those exchanges with Angel.
Yeah. If I talked about Hazbin Hotel, Sarah's literally in double unforgettable L tier.
Yeah.
I literally would have to try harder to remember. I remember the eggs first.
All right, Frank /
At least good.
Wait, they have names?
One of them. This one has a name. Yeah, that was the joke.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay, Jay's actually influencing the list the way he wants.
Frank, at least good.
He did more for the plot in one episode than Zestiul.
That's-
He did less.
Yeah.
in
So
the
that's
episode.
why. That's
So
why he's
above
there because he
Zestiul.
did more than everyone else
okay,
below
yeah.
him.
But he also did the one thing he was told not to do. Which
He did the
which
one
they
thing he was
also
told not to do.
which they also don't explain until a whole episode later where Pensive is like, well, they say crazy shit all the time. And it's like,
Yeah.
they don't ever explain that. There's no instance of them even
And when I
talking.
say
They're
did
just
more for
hup.
me.
Okay, I was gonna say did more for the story. It's like we have him above Rosie.
I put a
Yeah, exactly.
We
That's
have him
what
above
did
Vaggie.
more for me.
I'd put him in mid.
Mid.
Personally, I think he's ultra memorable, and I think they're goofy and they're funny and they're wacky. But like,
I would put him in mid, and personally,
I would put him in mid.
Right now, I'm feeling like.
Right there.
Do I even like him more than Cherry Bomb? I mean, it's like.
I would say I like him definitely less than the Seraphim chick.
I like him more than Cherry Bomb.
All right.
Interesting.
I like him more than Cherry
Jay,
Bomb.
what's the biggest gripe you have with this list? Just let me know right now. Just you get one. You
It's
get
already
one.
done.
What's the?
He already
biggest
said
gripe?
it.
Is it fixed? Or
It's it Husk.
My biggest gripe was just the initial like.
Is it
How
Vox?
are we rating the characters? Because I'm just like, dude.
It's never straightforward.
Vox in just his song that he is kind of like he's introduced and then he does his song with Alistair. Vox has more personality in that whole sequence of that episode than like every single character above him that before you get to good. He has more personality than all of them.
That said, I didn't think about Vox
After that. Yeah, same.
and then he came back
After
as like
that.
the audience's mouthpiece.
Yeah, he's literally the chat.
Yeah.
He's not extremely important in this season.
That's
but,
okay. I'm really interested to see where he goes.
Yeah.
It's like the V's will be more relevant to actively doing things in the next season, apparently. But
I would love to see that.
Yeah, we have to wait. So that's why it's like saying Vox is forgettable. Like Sarah, unironically, again, like
Yeah, she is forgettable.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Like Velvet and Vox, though, the way that their even character designs are, it's just kind of like
Should be memorable.
Maybe.
forgettable is just the name of the tier.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
It's fine staying there,
Okay.
but it's like I would have described them as forgettable, but being in a low tier because they don't do too much, I guess is fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say I'd rather see them though, and learn more about them and see stuff than like again all those characters above them that I've said that are like in mid tier. I'd rather know more, but again, yeah, that's it. That's my only.
I think that's fair. I think to say out of all these characters, their bottom tier is a disservice to those characters. I'll say that. I don't know. Yeah.
All right, guys. So now I'm here in front of the camera. Mark disappeared somewhere, right, Mark?
Right, studio audience? Yay.
Yay! So I'm on here for this last segment because for the character tier list, I was just back there commenting on things the whole time. Anyways, we probably will get a microphone for the person that's doing production because might as well at some point. We'll fit it in somewhere. But we're doing a song tier list for the show. So,
Bruh. I'm going to have to remember all these songs.
yeah, first song, I think we have a list over there for Mark to pull from. It's in it's the other Google tab. Yeah, if you want to look at it.
The happiest day.
First song, Anthony was just singing it. Happiest day in hell. So let's do our own picks first. Mark, put it where you think the song is, if you even remember it. Where would you put it? Let's see it initially. All right, putting it bop. All right, Anthony, where would you put it?
It's a bop.
It's a bop.
Yep, it's a bop.
All right, I would put it in Toe Tapper. I think it sets the tone well, but I personally don't. You want to know the main thing I don't like about the song? I don't like the ad libs of the other characters.
I don't either, actually.
I actually
really
think
don't.
it ruins the song for me.
Same.
And on top, like that's how much it ruins it. And like on top of that, there's certain parts where it's like when she gets the stuff in her eye. I didn't think it. I know what it was trying to be, like kind of like cute and other things, but like I didn't enjoy that.
I didn't either.
So like for me,
Dang.
it ruined it. For me, it made it Toe Tapper.
I forgot about those things. All right, Toe Tapper it is. I'm putting it down.
Yeah.
With Jay.
Hell is forever.
How does this one go? Wait, hold on. Is it...
Hell is forever, whether you like it or not. Not to be
Oh, wait.
This
yeah.
is actually when I heard this song and I saw like the scene on like TikTok and stuff before I watched the show a while back. This kind of convinced me to watch the show, so I would put it at the top for me.
I agree.
Yeah. At the very least, it would be a bop
Yeah.
for me. Yeah, and I would only say that because I think they do 3 choruses, if I'm not mistaken. I think 2 would have been better. That's my only gripe with it, but I think it's a banger.
Some people really like him doing the air guitar.
Yeah.
I'm just like whatever on it. I would have been down for just regular guitar, but the rest of the song is just super catchy. So, hell is forever. I think it's great. Stayed Gone. So we're at the portion where I know all the songs. Once I start to not really know the song names as well, then you'll probably get my opinion on them. A lot of people are high on this song, like really, really, really high. And I think it exudes character for both the characters. But like, for now, I would just be putting it in bop, in my opinion. Where would you put it, Mark?
I'm trying to hear the chorus.
Yeah, I don't think I really.
I can't remember. It's Alistair's song.
Let's begin. I'm gonna make you wish that you
I think
stayed gone.
It sounds like a bop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the backtrack for it. It's pretty good.
It starts with sorry. At first, I did not like the song at all. I thought it was stupid, but like the harmony between Serpentious and Charlie is pretty nice.
I really like this song, actually.
Yeah,
I think it's bop worthy. Not gonna lie.
If it ends up in bop, that's fine. I would put it in Toe Tapper myself. My main issue is like Serpentious part on his own. I feel like it makes sense. His character has that accent and that sound, but like when he's doing the harmony, it's kind of like the accent drops for a good portion. It's still there, but like he sounds great. The guy that sings for Serpentious, like the voice actor, I don't know their names, but I feel like if they just let him drop his accent more for his own solo parts, it would be better. But the song like is a nice little one. But yeah, I would put it in Toe Tapper. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, I agree.
All right,
Toe Tapper makes sense.
so we're in Toe Tapper.
I think I'm thinking quality, but like, is it like memorable? Is it really good? Like, is it like the details?
Yeah, it's not anything crazy. It's a little thing. Respectless.
This one was funny.
I liked it because this is the only real. We get a little bit of Velvet character development, which is
That's
introduced.
the only we get of Velvet.
And then we get this, and it's like, okay, like like I understand the character a bit more now. It's a little bit of a catchy song, you know. I don't think it goes like I like it more than It Starts with Sorry. I would just put it in Toe Tapper though, like not really to anything crazy with this song. It's a fun song.
I'm yawning way too much today. Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Gotta get that oxygen.
Whatever it takes.
I like this one.
Oh, Anthony, where would you put it?
Whatever it takes goes into like whatever lowest column. we
Respectless though, because
You agree with the
have. Whatever it takes is trash. I'm sorry, the lyrics are not impactful. The singing is odd, and you have one person. You have one person like whisper soft singing, and the other person is like belting and has rasp. And I really think that the voice layering not ideal. Should have been separate songs.
Okay.
Personally.
Really quick, Respectless. Mark, do you agree with Toe Tapper?
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to Respectless. I agree with Anthony. I don't think this song, in comparison to the others, came out of nowhere.
And it was
also
forced.
in the
Yeah,
show.
it was very forced.
I had no idea when they started doing this song what it was going to be about, and then when it was like Carmine and Baggy were singing, I was like, I don't get it. I don't get why they're having a like separate like soulmate song together, like the kitchen's not the same without you.
But that song, we needed it. We didn't know we needed
that
it.
one. That's what I'm saying. That one made sense. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole plot
I'm
led
agreeing
up
with
to
you.
that song
Yeah.
being fine. And SpongeBob isn't a musical.
Yep.
Like they just put songs in
This
randomly.
was literally the song where I was like, I'm tired of 2 songs in an episode.
I
I was fed up.
I cannot stress enough. It felt forced. I didn't like those two singing together a bunch, which is crazy because they end up doing another song together, which is funny. But
Just sitting there going,
like both of those, it just didn't feel deserved. There wasn't even enough setup for me to really be like, Vaggy's like, whatever it takes. And I'm like, oh, Carmine is singing about her daughters, I guess. I'm just like, all right, nah. What do you think, Mark? Any disagreements or anything?
Yeah, I think it's fine going at not here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, here you go. We're getting into some heavy hitters now.
Poison.
We have Poison.
Poison was great.
Poison's a good song.
Poison might be a banger. Might just be a banger.
Yeah, I would say Poison's a banger or a bop at the very minimum.
It's a banger vibe.
Depending on
Bop vibe.
what do you think, Mark?
I agree. Banger.
Yeah, it
Super- very well done.
it was drawn, which makes sense as a music video type thing.
Yeah.
With other things cut into it. it sounds like that kind of thing, like a pop song. That sound is good, the production on it is good,
The character's
the character in it is
personality
great.
mixes with it really
Yeah.
well. It's like club music. It's like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and his voice is right for it.
Yeah, everything like it. So even taking these songs and not, I guess we're not just rating the songs just on their own, but it's also like in the context of the show,
Right.
and like
How compelling was it?
it was actually pretty compelling.
The next one I liked too.
Loser Baby.
Yeah, Loser Baby's great.
So this I would say like
This one
I
felt.
want to be against the grain and say this isn't my favorite song, but it's my favorite song in the whole show.
You want to know why?
Keith,
Because Dr.
listen, Dr. Facilier, it's my favorite Disney villain song. Keith David just he just wins.
So Jay says here, what do you think, Henry?
It's at the bare minimum. It's a bop. So yeah, I'm down for Banger 2. Banger 2 makes sense. Song's great. It didn't really feel forced. I would say there was like, I didn't know if the song was going to land for me because I had just recovered from getting over the last songs that I didn't like. But Poison was awesome, and I was like, okay.
Mm.
I was like, these two characters, I never really saw them hanging out together. I was like, is this going to be weird? Same with Carmine and Vaggie. I'm like, what do they really have to say to each other? So I was like,
Husk and Angel had more interaction before.
they did, but it was
Yeah,
always
it
just
was-
like,
it's
it was
not-
quick and they shut each other down and then they walked away.
Yeah,
So
and then
I was like, what do they really have to say to each other?
it was nice because it culminated in like Husk didn't change his personality to like reach out to Angel. He just did it in his own way, and the context behind it is like what you're saying with their interactions is like Husk was getting on Angel all the time because Angel kept hitting on him in like a very like obnoxious like rude way all the time, and Husk like was fed up with it a lot of times, and the main problem that he kept saying is that he's like, Angel, you're just being fake. You're just being fake. And Angel, because his whole persona is built up to be like that, takes a lot of offense to that because he has to fake getting through the day all the time. So he's like, no, this is me. Husk is like, that's not true. You're just doing that. You're just saying these things. And in this song, he finally lets all that tension out with going like, you're a loser. And then Angel's like, thanks. This is just Husk being a dick. But then the song, as you listen to it, goes into more context to him being like, all these things are bad and it sucks. You are a loser right now, but that's okay. I'm a loser also. We can come together and we can be losers together and maybe things will be okay. And it's like, great.
And it was impactful.
Yeah,
it
was
wasn't just like a
impactful.
soft song, let's just get the feelings out. Like, it was like, it was that, and it was, I don't know, it was just moving.
Yeah, to get him
It
to
was very
celebrate
nice.
being himself, even in the bad situation, like, hey, enjoy, celebrate you being yourself and having friends.
And the harmonies were awesome.
Yeah, it was
Perfectly matched voices.
I got an appetite for gambling, got an appetite for sampling. It was a good song.
Hell's Greatest Dad.
Hell's Greatest Dad. Anthony, did you have an opinion on this song?
I didn't think there could be a song worse than Vaggie's song. And the reason that this song... Oh, by the way, I think this song's worse than Vaggie and Carmine's song. The reason I think this song is worse is because it's Lucifer himself, the guy, right? Minus him being awkward with his daughter. He's supposed to be like the dude, right? Not impactful, not cutesy, not mindful, not demure. It wasn't even like it. I think they even tried to put the fiddle in.
It wasn't.
And they tried to make that like, oh, the devil playing the fiddle, an allegory, I think is the term, or I don't know, whatever.
It's a reference.
And it's just, it didn't sound like, first of all, it didn't sound like that type of music style. I forget what the genre is called. It's not bluegrass. It's not just country. It's a certain thing. Anyway, didn't feel like that. The lyrics weren't that moving, impactful, relevant. And yeah, it's Lucifer. And he just sounds like this like shy guy. They tried to fit this song in the episode. I don't know. Misplaced, mistimed, empty.
They're going to come after
Sorry.
you. They're going to come after you.
This song is the worst in the show.
A lot of people put this in their like top 3.
That's insane. It's in my top 3.
They're going to come after you. They
worst songs I've never liked on Spotify.
They say that this song, a lot of people compare it to and it reminds them of A Friend Like Me. The way that the sound is, the way that the visuals are. because he does like the whole like transforming himself and like doing other things, and then Alistair has that part. I would put the song in bop, because I will agree with you in the story, like it is kind of out of place, kind of, because the song itself essentially sets up a conflict, like it goes a little bit further. Like Lucifer and Alistair don't like each other. Like an initial meeting, you get the vibe that they don't like each other, and then Lucifer goes.
By the way, it's just Lucifer's part I hated.
You don't like Alistair's?
Alistair's fine.
So
it's Lucifer. I keep thinking it's a Lucifer only song. That's my problem.
yeah, so
But it's
so
not.
it's fiddle part, and then Alistair plays the piano.
Alistair's parts are fine, actually. It's Lucifer's part that ruined it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't like it. And to be compared to a friend like me, literally, Robin Williams carried that entire movie on his back.
I mean, people really, really like Lucifer.
can you say
I
that?
honestly, like, on the tier list, putting him in good is fine. I would put him up higher.
Let me see this.
But, like, this song, like, honestly does catch a lot of the vibes of A Friend Like Me. Honestly, if you watch it as well. I have no problem necessarily putting it, like, in Toe Tapper, or if you want to put it...
Funny enough, I actually think this song reminds me the most of Panic at the Disco's album, their first album.
Interesting.
Because it has that vibe 1,000,000,000%. They even use the old like radio voice effects in that album. I'm trying to remember what they call it. But like the whole aesthetic of this show and like the style is very similar to like My Chemical or Panic at the Disco.
Okay.
Styles
I would
first
say
album.
this song does remind me of, like, you know, the introductory of like the older, like kind of mentor comedic characters. So like the Genie's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Al, or no, not what's it? Not Al. Phil from Hercules.
Yeah.
His song, the sound of the backtrack, not him singing himself, sounds kind of similar to this.
Sure.
It's a bit slower, but like the sound is similar. So that's kind of, I think, what people are referencing in it.
But it's literally I like Alistair's part. Like it's really solid. I just think half the song is torn.
All right.
It's
They're
half
gonna,
a
they're gonna
song.
come after you. I mean,
Come after me.
anyone, if you are watching this at some point in the future and you come after him, you can't win against Anthony.
Biggest letdown.
You will not win.
The other one doesn't make any sense. The Vag Carmine song doesn't. make any
That one to me is a big
That was a big
misnomer.
question mark.
The other one is like Lucifer and Alistair are just fighting over who has more influence over Charlie. And Lucifer's like, I don't like Alistair. And Alistair's like, well, that's too damn bad. You keep digging. So, yeah, Charlie just straight up goes, Alistair stays. Lucifer's like, but. So, next one.
More than anything.
I don't even remember the song that well.
So,
Is
full
that a-
disclosure, this song's in my top 5 for the whole show. The fourth one. I just really like the singing and the harmonies in it. So I've watched other people's kind of opinions and stuff on the songs, and they usually put this one in the middle or the lower. I'm putting it like up top. For me personally, I would put it in banger because, again, I also like to sing and do things. So I would put it up there, but I would be perfectly fine with it being bop. It could be in a lower tier than the other 3. I personally think Poison and Loser Baby. Honestly, here's how I would put it. I put Loser Baby in triple S, then SS would be like Poison, and then it would be like Hell is Forever, and then it would be just like More Than Anything. But
I'll get to that. I'll say my top few at the very end because I don't want to put songs.
so
in the main
do you
top
want it to be in banger? It could be in bop.
ten. I actually this song I
You
love
put
the
even lower.
harmonies. I love the harmonies. Yeah, I'd say bop it. Yeah,
What do you think, Mark?
you're the
I
tiebreaker.
really like it.
You really like it?
Yeah.
You know, I was so surprised when I heard, like, I started hearing like a good amount of people go like, yeah, it's mid. I was like,
I would say like
maybe it's like I'm gonna get all bougie. Maybe it's because I sing and I do a lot of harmonies because I'm usually lower register, and I'm like, wow, I really enjoy that harmony Lucifer just did right now. And Charlie has such a good singing voice, a high soprano, and I'm like, I have a more refined taste, a higher brow. I don't know.
Jay's got wrinkly brain syndrome.
Yeah,
he's not smooth brain.
I need to smoothing that stuff out.
Welcome to heaven.
Welcome to heaven.
Remember this one. Let me see. Oh yeah, this one, dude. This one was like, it perfectly fit the vibe that it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Was it like impactful? It did what it needed to do. I would say it's a toe tapper.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't mind it being a toe tapper. I would just put it in listenable. When I first watched the show, I would have put it in nah tier, but like when I first kind of heard it, because I kind of heard it through like social media before I really watched the show. So I was like, yeah, but in the context of the show, it does its job.
Yeah,
like I agree. Like it's like an overly produced heaven introductory song. Like he even adds like the whole like, oh. I think that
didn't you say an artist was overproduced, Jay? You don't have to get into
I
that.
have so many takes that people are gonna hate me for. I feel like the exact same people that are really big on Hagrid are the same people that I would piss off by saying Taylor Swift music is Taylor Swift's music was not is not inspiring.
Jason
and
They seem like the same people. Swifties are Hagrid lovers, and they're Hagrid lovers in not just those sense, in not just the sense of like, listen, Hagrid's a good character. I like Hagrid. He's a great guy. But the kind of people that'd be like, well, he's the best character in the show. Yeah. All right, I'll see you at this Taylor Swift concert later tonight.
Just to balance out this conversation, I have 101 liked Taylor Swift songs, and both All Too Wells are on there, and I know too many of them, to be honest. I think by proxy, from what I've been told from my sister, I'm probably a Swiftie, probably. And I didn't ask for these powers.
Are you a Chargers fan?
No.
You're not Swiftie enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Swiftie enough.
Actually. Isn't he on KC? I thought he was on.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, did he? No, not Chargers. What am I saying? Chiefs. What am I?
I actually
doing?
am a Chief.
What am I doing?
No, I wouldn't. I
watch basketball.
No. I'm such an I'm just like if you have a team in any sport, I'm the best person to bring in the sense of I love sportsmanship and I love athleticism and like I like playing basketball and like golf and like sports, right? I don't have teams. If you have a team and you bring me somewhere and you want me to go, yay, team scored goal, boo, other team, do bad. If my team gets dunked on, I'm a clap. I'm a cheer. If my team dunks on them, I'm a clap. I'm a cheer. Call me a fake fan. I don't really care. I like sportsmanship. I like good games, and good games are built of all types of people and both sides.
Maybe we could have a conversation about like, I don't know, team mob mentality or something. I don't know.
But I like KC team players, but like specifically team player wise, like Taylor Swift, man, like he was like shaking the coach. You don't really do that, you know.
I could respect Taylor Swift's showmanship. I'll say that. The bare minimum.
Yeah, she's a
and also she's
artist.
You know, she's rich and super famous and everything, so I'm sure she'll be fine with my opinion.
I would love to have her on the show. Jay might not love to have her on the show.
We're like Taylor Swift. So how do you feel that the comparisons of you to like people like Michael Jackson and like Prince and stuff like that? Do you feel it's founded in the fact that they're way better performers and artists than you?
Jay, okay, what's funny What's funny is Jay is just saying like things I've been thinking my whole life. I go to these concerts and I'm just like, they're not doing anything. Like, I love electronic music, but man, do I get so disappointed when I'm going to a show and it's literally just flashing lights and a guy jumping behind a stage. And you see just his chest.
At least with Deadmau5, you know, we were watching his Rocket League highlights.
He literally has personal gameplay, right? Like, he knows he's memeing. And he also had a $1 million cube that spins and has custom lights.
Yeah.
So is it really any different? I mean, there's a helmet and then there's lights and spinny things, and stuff you don't see other places.
Yeah.
But
Speaking of helmets,
showmanship wise, we need to talk to the electronic music community and all the other artists. I think they could do a little more.
yeah. Speaking of a little more, the next song.
You didn't know.
I didn't actually know the song's name. It wasn't even a bad song, but you didn't know is a perfect way to say that. This song is all over TikTok. All over TikTok, all over the social medias, people recreating it. Have you seen those?
I don't.
Have you seen those? Have you seen any of those, Mark? No, because you guys just gotta start watching it. Dude, they're great. Like there'll be like people doing like bad reenactments of it, and they'll have like paper mache or like certain things like just drawings and like moving them around to reenact the whole thing. Because this is like pure. Out of every song in this show, this is just pure musical theater song. Because it's like there's several plot points and there's like 8 different characters all doing different parts. They're like, oh, well, they didn't get into heaven. What are you even talking about? He doesn't deserve it. Hell is forever. We did a reprise or reference to a previous song, and then they do another reprise of that. If hell is forever, then heaven must be like
it or not.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's like
That's the DJ
this is
and he's
pure
just
musical
mashing up.
theater kid song. And it being a person that used to do musical theater, it belongs in Bang. I don't necessarily think it belongs in Banger. Me personally, I think it's a toe tapper or a bop. A bop is fine. I'm fine with that.
Just for the vibe it gives, it's a bop.
It
it's
is a
nicely
fun-
layered. It's fun.
It's a lot of
whatever.
exposition. There's a lot
one
of
thing I
things.
dislike with like theater music. I'm sorry, theater music, and it's just the over pronunciation of words, and I can hear every single thing that you are saying. That kind of ruins the song for me. But other than that,
Most of the time in regular musical theater, we do that, or people do that. I'm not really doing it anymore because since it's a bigger venue, you have to over enunciate in order to like get it across. In fact, there's certain methods of musical theater singing that I had to like work on when doing like, just regular singing, because you kind of are told and you get taught for certain things to say it a certain way or sing it a certain way. So that way it comes across as the word. Especially, it's super important when the song is like this one, where there's a ton of exposition.
Yeah.
That's important and relevant to the story. I always thought it was rough when a song, like in a live performance, is like if you aren't actually hearing the words that they're singing in the song, you just don't know what's happening.
Yeah, you don't. No, I know why they pronounce and enunciate, but this one particularly, I know there's a lot of people like talking and a lot of things going on. I just think if it was dialed back like 5%, it would have like rounded it nicely. You don't need to see lyrics on a screen to keep up with it, but like that's the only. I have this problem with a lot of like plays and stuff. It's just a little too much.
Yeah, no, that's...
I don't need you to be like,
pure musical theater vibes.
Like, whatever. You could do that.
Dude, these TikToks are funny. They're like, but she was right, Sarah. I gestured to everyone to let them see that this thing happened. She was right, Sarah. And I'm like, this is what I'm here for. These random ass TikToks appearing on my feed. You watched one Hazbin Hotel thing on TikTok.
I went on TikTok one time and I scrolled for 3 hours and I didn't feel like I was done. I looked at the time and I uninstalled the app. Like I cannot scroll that app. I have it reinstalled because media and whatever. But like if I watch one, it's over. And I already do that with Instagram. I'm like not connected to TikTok. So these are my TikTok feeds, right? I don't even know if Mark watches. Do you watch like scroll TikTok? No, it's just Jay.
Just me.
Thank you, Jay, for
Yeah, no problem,
thank you for
man.
your service.
So I'm the only one that looks like at our freaking TikTok or whatever, I guess, official. By the way, go ahead and look at that. There's shorts on there and other things. Like,
Did you know whatever I
couple of
guess
them.
has a name?
Yeah. Wig ovations. So the next song, what is that?
Out for Love.
No, what was the name I changed it to on TikTok?
What it was like? What?
It was like Wayne Everett E-Guess.
Yeah.
Or Wyatt Everett E-Guess.
So Out for Love. Do you remember this one, Anthony? This is the other Carmine Vaggy song. It's primarily Carmine though. Like I think 97% specifically.
I'm thinking of the song. I think after this one. Let me see.
Low.
I like that.
This one one's better.
I agree.
This one, I think this is the type of pronunciation I was talking about. I wish that they did with the last one. This one's nice. This one's not as harsh. It's not. It's more melodic. Out for love, like they're not like out for love.
You know
They're
what
like,
I think it is like, I don't think I like Carmine's voice actor's singing voice.
I love her voice. I don't like it with. Oh no!
I don't like any of the songs.
You say Vaggie or Carmine?
Carmine.
I love Carmine's. I don't like Vaggie's that much.
So I don't like her voice for these songs. I just haven't. I mean, this one's better, but like
I see.
I don't. There's just something about it. I'm just like, I don't.
She gives me Lizzo voice.
Also, their songs feel.
It's raspy. It has like that.
I definitely, I can see what you're saying. I definitely like it more than Lizzo's, but like,
Oh yeah.
My thing with their songs too is like their songs, I feel like just like they smack me in the face out of nowhere. Like the Whatever It Takes and then Out for Love. Like when Vaggie came and was talking to her, like I wasn't expecting a song out of it for some reason. I guess I could have, but like a lot of the songs at the end of the show, I was not expecting when they showed up. The other ones, I felt like the tonal implications, I guess. So this one, I felt like, did you really need a song for this? But then again, maybe I'm just biased because I don't really care for the song. I would put it in comparison to like Toe Tapper. Toe Tapper or Listenable. If we want to give it the benefit of the doubt, put it in Toe Tapper, but it's definitely better than Whatever It Takes.
Toe Tapper at the end of Toe Tapper, like the.
Yeah, go. That's fine. What do you think, Mark?
I kind of liked it.
You liked it a lot. What were you thinking?
I'm like at the bottom of Bob.
Okay, I mean, so somewhere in Toe Tapper, just somewhere in Toe Tapper.
Yeah, below the theme song.
Where?
Middle.
Before.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
This one.
Ready for this.
People, a good amount of people like this song a good amount. A good amount of people had this put above More Than Anything.
I think it's so.
I think it's so mid. I'm like, this is, again, like, I unironically, out of all the songs, I actually don't think I remember this at all. Can someone do like...
This one just seems like this is the song that we're using to like once again describe exactly what's happening right now. And it's like not impactful. It's just driving the thing that you already know is happening one more time.
This one's...
I liked the production of this one a lot, actually. I liked the layering. I liked the ad lib and stuff. Like, it was nice.
Song's not bad.
Crazy? No.
Yeah,
But
it's
good. I think it's solid. Yeah, Toe Tapper. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's. I would say better than listenable, but if you both vote lower, I get.
I'm fine with Toe Tapper. My thing with it is like, at least with the You Didn't Know, that one, like, there were interesting things going on. Like, it was the whole court thing was that. There were multiple parts. There were reprises. There was a lot of interesting stuff going on. That was very musical theater-esque. This one's super musical theater-esque.
Yeah.
Of, like, an ensemble number or something. Like, or, like, a closing of act 1. Or, like, something or something. Like, it gave me that kind of feeling. So I get the vibe. But maybe it's because I'm, like, numb to it. I'm just, like... It's a dime a dozen. Like, I've heard this sound, like, 30 million times.
It is very.
So Toe Tapper is fine. Like, it's a fun song. Like, I didn't hate it. I wasn't sitting there like, I can't wait for this song to be over like I was with Whatever It Takes. But no.
So that's
the other More Than Anything. It's all right.
Yeah. So
It's cute.
Toe Tapper is where we put that song. Don't even remember the name.
Yeah, it's fine. Listenable, like impactful.
Yeah. The reprise, Whatever It Takes.
More than anything.
You want to know my main problem with this song? Is it's like a little baby reprise. I wish it was longer.
Yeah, that's why I think it's kind of listenable. personally. It's just like,
Yeah,
it
it's
was like
listenable.
a minute song, maybe 50 seconds. I'm like,
What do you think? Do you have any opinion on
I
this?
don't remember.
Literally, like they're getting ready for the final battle.
They just sing it for a minute.
Yeah, they sing it for like less than a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just kind of like,
It is pretty. I like it. In fact, I wish Vaggie sang with Charlie
Yeah.
actually
more.
Should've been happening.
Actually-
I don't know why she was involved with Carmine so much. Like, I don't know what the parallel was they were going
must have
for.
been.
Like, they were
must
going for
know
something.
There's something there.
Like, I don't.
Something there.
they're secret
They're like, well,
lovers.
they both are doing it for people they love. I'm like, bro, that's not. Why not just have her sing with the person she loves?
the angel and the angel slayer.
Angel and Angel Slayer.
Yeah, they're
Sure.
like opposites working
Oh,
together.
remember the part where they're like, okay, kill angels with this, and then Nifty had it, and then looked at angel dust, and then it was like angel.
That's an angel.
Yeah. I'm like, no.
No.
Okay, the finale.
Finale.
I actually, talking about earlier, this is one of my favorite songs of all.
This is at least a bop. The
Yeah.
harmonies and
It's-
stuff for the ensemble parts are so good.
And
They
then
sound
like
so
the
good.
collisions of like this person's part, like
Yeah.
I loved all the layers.
Very
of this.
musical theater.
Yes.
I
Very
will
well
say
done.
I get some.
Crescendo esque.
Yeah, crescendo is a perfect way to describe that because I mean there's crescendos in there. I think that I understand people's complaints with this song, and because I kind of agree a little bit.
He denies them.
Alistair's part and kind of the V's parts feel disjointed from this song. Even though I really liked Alistair's part, people are like, I didn't like Alistair's part. I'm like, you're smoking crack. I think his was good. You know what we haven't gotten? Alistair's solo song. That's the closest we've ever gotten to Alistair's solo song. Just him having that solo part,
Yeah.
like with its own vibe. Like that was it. Like, I mean, he had the, I guess, in freaking Stayed Gone, but like just the Alistair solo song would go hard. Guess who will be pulling all the strings? Like, I get what they're saying. They wanted the tonal shift to like Alistair's part, I guess, and then he also comes back immediately. That's my only gripe with the song, but like I love that last verse when Charlie's doing the like solo like ad libs, like we can do this, it'll be better.
I actually really want Alex, especially because he's already got the effects on his voice. Like, I'm all about that.
Have you heard?
Bruh, his own song would be so
Have you
crazy
heard
good.
Insane? The original voice actor from the pilot, they had him do a song
Oh, okay.
like a while back. Of course, before Hazbin came out, I'm pretty sure, and it's called Insane. It's a lot of fun. I like the song.
I'll have to look
Yeah,
it
I
up.
would say I put this at least in bop. At least in bop. So what do you think, Mark?
Yeah, at least in Bob.
I would say
like
it's
it.
a banger.
You say it's a banger?
It's a banger.
I mean, if
Yeah.
we're saying at least in bop, I would be
think
fine
for
with putting
what
in
it's
banger.
worth.
I'm fine with putting
For
in
what
banger.
it's
Alright.
worth, yeah.
like
It just has everything I
That
wanted.
top five
It's
makes
not
me happy.
overproduced. It's impactful. You get flavors of everybody in the show, or good enough. It crescendos really nicely.
Mm-hmm.
It's also the voices also like line up really nicely. They're all equally nicely represented.
So
Unlike the Carmen Vega song.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah.
So the thing is too with like a lot of the duet songs, I would say is this: there's either some nice tight harmonies where the voices complement each other a lot, like the guy that plays Lucifer and the girl that plays Charlie, like they both can like sing
Yeah.
and they sound great in my opinion in singing together on that song. Also, the other one, like Loser Baby, great personality, all that's the production's great song. I feel like there's a lot of things that they do in them that makes it stand out more. The Whatever It Takes feels like it was just kind of shoved in. And the song itself feels like it because they didn't do anything interesting. With Stayed Gone, Vox does that initial part. Let's begin. I'm going to make you wish that you stayed gone. And then with a slight step down in time and tempo, at the end of the song, Alistair does a reprise of Vox's opening to the song with his own version. Let's begin. I'm going to make you wish that I stayed gone. Tune on it. That's just like fun parallelism in the song.
Yep.
And like again, doing a reprise of Hell is Forever in the other one, like that's what boosts those up for me, because along with like personality for some of the other ones. But I'm just like, when they do interesting things or like it just fits so well in the story and for the character, they get bumped up. And I guess that's basically all I have to say. A lot of the ones that are mid, I guess, didn't do anything particularly interesting to make me want to bump them up to like Bop or something. But like some of them are just like, they did cool things and sounded great. So then there are bangers, right?
I really like where the tier list is at. I'm kind of giving it once over. Yeah. I guess my 5 favorite songs from the show are in the top 5. Which
All right.
makes sense. We're all in alignment there. That's nice.
Good songs, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. Honestly, the thing that really, really does surprise me, I can't stress enough, is people don't put... It's a split thing when Hell is Forever. But more than anything, apparently, again, maybe I'm wrong out there, good amount of people do not put that, or do not rate it highly, which surprises me. But
Hell is Forever?
no, more than anything, Hell is Forever is divided. People either think it's mid or they think it's good, like really good. More than anything seems to be a common, like, people think it's mid.
Maybe because it's not as fun and poppy.
Yeah, probably because Hell's Greatest Dad for like our tier list, like I wouldn't mind it being in Bop, but like I would probably put it there. They put that really high up, so it's really interesting. Like,
How dare you compare that
what our
to Genie?
opinion is like on like those songs in particular compared to other people. So
Yeah,
I'm happy though. I think the tier list is good.
I think Alistair carries that song very, very well. But Lucifer, I just think Lucifer.
You just don't like his part?
He just really, it wasn't anything. It was like, yeah, just forgettable. All right, I don't want to trash talk anymore.
All right, well, guys, this was our Hazbin Hotel episode. We watched all of this, or Mark and Anthony watched all of it in the week. I have already watched a while ago. Good show.
It was fun.
Yeah, can't wait until season 2, whenever that's supposed to come out next year. I think like fall next year or something. Yeah, I know, right? Either that or like maybe spring, hopefully. I don't freaking know. But yeah, look forward to more of that. And
Follow our socials. Keep supporting the page and everything. Comment. Just, keep us posted. See what you think. Tell us what you think about everything as well. And we will see you for the next one.
Yep. Signing off for whatever, I guess. And all you Swifties and Haggard lovers out there, take care.
I'll see you at the concert.
Yeah, see you at the concert.
Must keep moving.